Well, 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 Mr. Tiki the Hut. Round of applause. Got all my audio levels correct. Round of applause. Thank you, good sir. Very, very kind of you. I was watching a little bit of your live stream, and I was scrolling through it, checking out what you were talking about. I was listening to you talk about fighting people outside of Jamaica train station or something. I've only had to ride on the LIR a couple of times to go to the city, but luckily we didn't have those experiences. Definitely a couple of drunk nights though, leaving concerts and all that. Oh yeah, we got a soundboard. We're look, bro. I've been streaming fish and shit for like fucking, I don't even know how many years now. I think we figured it out, 9 years or so. So we have some tricks up our sleeve, not much. All right, I gotta adjust some things here because I was filming. Let's switch the ISO from auto. I tried filming a battle report with the ISO on auto. We'll see how it works. Also, we got the premiere, or the debut of Little Peacock coming out. The first solo battle report, but I did it was like 700 points. A game on Wednesday I filmed because Rev couldn't make it, but we're gonna actually film a game on Monday, so we're kind of getting ahead of schedule a little bit, but I already got to turn 3 I'm working on now, and I went outside and built like a little mountain cliff path in the snow on my table. I was actually going to I shoveled 27 inches of snow the other day. I built like a freaking ice wall because I had nowhere to put the snow in my driveway. So I had to build this like 8-foot tall ice wall, and I was going to carve this intricate like mountain pass up that, but it keeps freaking dripping water from the snow melt on the tree down on there. So I was like, all right, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I went out back and I built like a little snow fortress thing, if you will. But so I filmed a cool little intro in the snow for this, and it goes down into an old Axis like rocket laboratory, essentially. Snow gross, yeah, I know. I was definitely over shoveling after that, I'll tell you that much. All right. So first things first, let's shut this off. Let's get some, being that the new Resident Evil came out, I've been watching Djibouti Show play the Resident Evil 9. Looks fucking sick. The game looks amazing, but I love my Resident Evil save room music for hobby streams, so in honor of that, we'll get a little RE2 save room music going on. I also got some of this. I know some folks are at least seemingly excited for Turnip 28. I thought I got scammed at first because I remember originally I bought Army Painter green stuff. I thought it was longer than this. It was like this big. But they changed the packaging. And let me actually adjust the ISO a little bit. And I looked on the website. I think it's like 4 inches is what it's supposed to be. So, but I thought for a second maybe somebody opened it up because it's just so easy to open that they just cut it or something. But it looks like this is the new Army Painter stuff. But it was like $15 or something. It's like, come on, dude. So they have a much larger one for like $20 on Amazon, like a giant roll of it, the green stuff. But we're gonna need this to make the beaks or the helmets with the beak shapes for Turnip 28 on the second army. We have one army almost done, so we have to do a second army. But we have to shovel the iguanas off of our sidewalk. I heard the cold snap. Well, you know, I stream fishing or fly tying, so I have a lot of folks in Florida that fly fish that watch me. And down in South Carolina and places like that, even Louisiana, whatever, the cold snap has been killing a lot of fish. So the speckled trout, you know, you have snook, all sorts of stuff that are dying off from the shallow water. Motherfucker. There's like a mouse or like a small rat that's like, we have a bird feeder out there and he's eating some of the seeds. I kept scaring him away. Hopefully an owl gets his ass. All right, what's going on, Frosty? Tiki, thank you again, my friend. Very kind of you. Bobzilla, running on 4 hours of sleep. And this came up. Oh, God. All right. I will fall asleep. I'll keep it up, though. Oh, man, you're a real one. Appreciate it. And then we have John. How's it going, John? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in early. So, what do we have on the menu today to do? Let me make sure my audio is not too loud as well. I don't want to peak the mic. Just this. Get that going. I was also playing some Dino Crisis, too, on my Ambernick. That was fun. All right. So, we have some different stuff here. These are the new Nachtjägers. We took those FDM 3D prints, and as you can see, they have emu genetics mixed in with them. So I have 4 of these done, and I have 2 more that need to be painted. So this is on the table. These need to get done for Monday. We're filming another game on Monday. We're actually going to do Axis versus Axis. So Rev has his Axis army that he built, and Little Peacock is going to try and overthrow the local government to seize power. But so we need to do this. I also glued some marabou for like a little mohawk off the top, which I think came out awesome. I love it. And then I made them emu colored because everything has emu DNA. The Totenkor, the Schreckwolfen. Well, the Schreckwolfen, I don't know. We'll see. I have 3 other ones, but I might keep them more simple. But we'll see. The Totenkor, the Nachtjäger, if I get Nachtballen, everything will have emu DNA and genetics mixed into it. So they're going to be bluish, kind of purplish. That's like the emu skin tone, you know. And then I printed these up for Mr. K because I do not know how to say his name. Kushakuno or something like that. But he's a maker on My Mini Factory, or an STL maker, and he's also in the K47 Discord. But I bought these before the 2nd edition of K47 came out. But they were like in a RAR file or something. So I was like, oh, I got to download 7-zip WinRAR thing to do it. But then with Windows 11, it just opened it. So that was cool. All right, I was able to extract it. But we have 16 Totenkor, so 2 8-man squads of Totenkor that I'm going to be using. I really need to get more Rift Dice. But also, so we have... these are like the 2 main things that I need to get done. I really want to paint all the Totenkor. What I did is I spray painted them black first, like I usually do, and then I took them down. This was just like an hour ago. I airbrushed them with this Army Painter Fanatic light gray or whatever. Like, it's pretty much white, and I did like a zenithal highlight. So we can speed paint these. So these should be pretty quick. But for the skin tone, I want to do like the fleshy color you normally do for zombies. But I would like to mix some blues and purples, or maybe we'll dry brush the blue and purple after. And then we could just speed paint the uniforms, is what I'm thinking. I don't know, though. Sometimes I don't like, because the rest of my army isn't speed painted. You know what I mean? But I also don't, I don't know. I'm debating, do I want to, like, paint 16 zombies by hand with the, I might just want to speed paint them. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's what we got. Now, I did order something. Purples, you say? Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. What's going on, Squig Herder? How's it going, dude? I did take advantage of the Warlord Games deal they had going on. I don't spend a lot of money nowadays on miniature stuff, but when this was all pretty affordable, so it was buy 3, get the 4, or buy 4, get the 4th free, whatever the hell it was. So I got the... Thank God I did, because I think the day I purchased them after, these were, like, gone. But I got the Helga Vonderpump, which is her name. Did Tiki? I think you named her, didn't you? Which is perfect. And so I painted her up with the primer, just black. So we'll keep her, like, a black coat with like red accents, like they did on the website. That's kind of what I went with for my Axis army. I like the black and red for Little Peacock. And we got like the early Schreckwolfen as well, which I painted this black and then I airbrushed it dark gray, mostly from above. So there's a little bit of black. But what I can do now is like dry brush some kind of like lighter colors and whatnot, maybe some purples and stuff, or pinks. But so there's that we got. Then we also got this, which I thought this was also an Axis soldier. Now, Squig Herder, I believe you were the one that had this one, right? I got the vampire dude. Now, is this a British officer or something? Because it almost looks like a vampire dude holding a cross, and he's got a Tommy gun from the looks of it. But we got this guy, so that's pretty sick. We got the vampire dude. So we'll have to paint him up. We'll probably do it. I like the camo thing, but I like doing the Fallschirmjäger camo scheme on a lot of my dudes. So maybe I'll do some sort of black, red coat, black pants, and a Fallschirmjäger thing, or I'll keep it mostly black and red. I haven't decided. I haven't decided how I want to do it. There we go. But and then we got the guy with the cross. And then I couldn't pass it up because it was just too cool. Like, this is the exact sort of thing that I would love to use for a mission or like a video with the Brits. But these are the nuns. So we have the like secret officer dudes with the intelligence. And we also got the nuns as well. It's too good to pass up. You know what I mean? Got a billy club. And this nun has a has like a little, is that a Luger? Or is it like a revolver or something? So we'll definitely be using these because we have Commonwealth armies. I wouldn't mind even maybe potentially doing some sort of Commonwealth thing in the future. But, so we got those. And then also, the fourth thing I got was the farm animals. So we got a bunch of ducks, chickens, sheep, dog, cat, you know, cows and pigs and stuff. Which funny enough, this was the most expensive thing that I got. It was like $14.50 or something, or $15. But this will be good for just some background in the for the battle reports. Also for Turnip 28, there's a detachment or an army where you put down random farm animals or something like that. So I was like, all right, perfect, that'll work. Even though I don't know if I'm gonna make them look mutated. And they also sent me something free, which was cool. They sent me a free sprue for 5 Waffen SS. So even though I don't like the SS, I don't have to paint them as SS or whatever. So they could just be like, perhaps I'll start getting ready some desert or more summertime German bolt action stuff as well. Because most of my stuff's all winter. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's what we have to work on here. Really the most important thing are the Totenkorps and the Nachtjäger. I wouldn't mind getting Helga Vonderpump painted up as well. And like the Schreckwolfen. I think this dude I'm just going to use as a, like, this will be a platoon commander. And then this will just be a regular dude that's with her with like a rifle or something. Even though, just because it looks cool. It's like her personal bodyguard. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what else I could really use it as. And the Schreckwolfen I have are like way bigger than this thing. So I'm just going to use this as like, it's like an early Schreckwolfen prototype from their experiment. And it's Helga's personal bodyguard. So that's the way I'm going to use her. And this dude could obviously be a platoon commander as well, or like a company commander. It doesn't matter. So I don't know if I'm going to use him on Monday, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind. We could experiment and do. We also need to make a list. I was thinking tonight at some point we could take a break because I want to eat something, but we could put together the list for Little Peacock because we need a 1,500 point list. So I didn't think I was actually going to have these Totenkorps printed and based and everything for Monday, but it looks like I think we're gonna start with the Totenkorps right now. We're gonna just try and bang these out real quick is the idea. So I think we're gonna mostly use speed paints for these. If I don't like it, I could always paint over for the for their outfits, but you know what, I think it'll be okay. I'm also tempted to glue some feathers. There is the possibility that what we could do is on like the shoulders, we could glue a couple little feathers sticking out, or like where their clothes are, like by their sleeves, so we can make it look like they have the emo DNA as well. Maybe that's how they're, you know, these Totenkor, they're injecting them with the emu virus. You know what I mean? So that is a possibility as well. But I think for now we'll do the fleshy skin tone colors, and then we'll do the outfits and everything. And at the end, if we want, I think we're 100% going to end up gluing some feathers on here. It's almost without a doubt. Because at this point, anything that's bluish and emu related and weird, rifty, occult related, it's going to have emu stuff in it. Emu DNA. Like, you can't back down now. We have to go deep. So we got some, oh my god, I forgot. I knocked this over the other day too, by the way, while I was streaming Fly Tying last night. I knocked it over and they all fell out. So we got some blues. I'm going to get those out. Where's my skin tone? We got Crusader skin, Warrior skin, or Pallid Bone works for zombies. Warrior skin. Okay. And then if we do outfits, I don't know. Maybe we, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll paint the outfits normal, but I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm a lazy painter. All right. So, that being said, we're going to be doing some skin tone colors. I think I'll just, so what I'm thinking is we can do a test, but I think I'm just going to do the skin tones in like the Pallid Bone, the Crusader skin, the Warrior skin. I was tempted to just, so what I like to do with speed paints is wet blend them. So while it's still wet, take other colors and like dapple it in there and stuff. And you can get this really cool effect with, I've done it with like the Lizard Men from One Page Rules, where it looks badass. But you have to kind of like, if you're going to do it in that way with ascending colors like a lizard or something, that's one thing. But with this, we can kind of just go at it, and then we can dapple it on there. The other thing is like a dry brush. But now that I'm looking at it, it might be a little tricky to dry brush certain areas. Maybe just the easy areas I could dry brush with a little blue and purple. But it might be best to actually use the speed paints, and while it's wet, go with like a little blue and a little purple here and there. So I think we're just going to have to experiment as we usually do. I never actually have a plan on how to do any of this stuff. So, wise men say undershading with purple is a sign of extremely advanced hobby mind. Well, I tell you what, the Shrek Wolf, not this one, but the Shrek Wolfen and all these we undercoated with a little purple. The problem is this purple I have sucks. But I'm glad to know that I'm part of the wise men. Of course. It's what I'm known for. It's what I'm known for in these parts. So this wet palette paper is shot, by the way, so I'm just gonna, I was gonna grab a new one, but the speed paints like are kind of destroy it. So yo, what's going on, Banana? How's it going, dude? Which of my brushes is the least crap? This one. I like, see, my brushes get this little curve in them, but I like it. I like the curve. I get used to it. Come on. There you go. Never give me a good brush. I will destroy it. It's one of the reasons why I actually bought nice brushes. I don't use them because I know I'm going to destroy it. It's like a fact. Mass producing the chrominoids for sale. Ah, doing a little commercial tie-in. Very nice. I have to start getting ready. I have to do hundreds of flies for these guys going down to Baja, Mexico for roosterfish. They go every year. So I need to order some materials here soon. A bunch of feathers and all sorts of crap. Alright, now the hard part, this is what I hate about painting streams, is trying to keep this damn thing in focus. I could put it on manual focus, but then I end up moving around like a jackass, so. Yeah, when this new Resident Evil goes on sale, I'm 100% picking it up. I have Resident Evil, the old Resident Evil 4. I have Resident Evil 2 Remake. I have Resident Evil 3 Remake. I played some of 2, but I've just ended up always watching streams of people play it. But at some point, I got to go through and play 2, 3. But the new one looks freaking sick. Resident Evil is almost a game where it's almost sometimes more enjoyable to watch someone else play it and just hang out and watch it, you know what I mean? Like a movie. As long as somebody ain't like speed running it or something. You giving these guys some dubbing hair? Well, it's funny you say that. Marabou. They all have emu genetics. So I might actually put some Marabou coming out of like their, what do you call it? Coming out of their sleeves. I don't know about putting fake hair or like craft fur or like fake hair. I think that could work pretty well for things like bears or like any sort of hairy creature. I think in the future I'm going to experiment putting artificial hair on miniatures, but I haven't done that yet. Now here's a question. Do zombies still have the same color hair? Or does their hair slowly, like, die? Because they're dead. Do zombies' hair, like, does it stay, like, if the guy was using conditioner, does his hair stay nice? You know what I mean? Like, color-wise. I'm sure it's going to get all raggedy because he's not able to brush it, right? But good question. What are we doing for their hair? It shows they have natural hair. Yeah, but it kind of, the whole thing is about how it looks on the miniature, right? I'm sure I could get it looking somewhat okay. But I also don't want to make it to where I have to start putting real hair on all people miniatures that I do. Everyone's like, well, he's getting lazy. He didn't put hair on this one. Damn it. Trying to do this somewhat quick, but also I should watch out for my overbrush. Also, what's going on, Mall Dropper? There's probably bald zombies, but generally you see zombies, they have like their hair still, right? I guess it stays relatively the same color, but it just gets all screwed up. Like a wild man. You got the same models? These came out really good. They printed really easily, too. Like, they printed really well. Let me actually move some of this stuff back. Maybe it'll stop auto-focusing on the stuff on the table. Yeah, they printed very, very well. There was like a couple things where it said there might be like some resin trapping or something, but I didn't see anything crazy. I was like, you know what, ship it. Stick it out in the sun. I always stick them out in like the sunlight for like 2-3 hours when I'm done. I should get through any minute little pockets. So I'm just doing a little of this color, a little of that color, you know what I mean? You made them gray or blonde? Yeah, yeah. I think I'm going to do like brown, black. I'll do all sorts of colors. I'll do all sorts of colors. Can't actually see what the hell is going on. No, it's his jacket. I missed a couple tiny little supports. I'll just break them off after, whatever. More speed paint. Not going speedy enough. Your emos inspired me to feather up the models for Carnivore when I get around to that game. Ooh, is that like a dinosaur game or something? I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Is that like a Jurassic? Is that like where you can play as dinosaurs or something? Or some sort of I watched a game where they like recreated Jurassic Park, but I think that's a different game on game nights. I mean, I do have dinosaur. I have freaking lizard dudes riding dinosaurs from One Page Rules. I should be putting some feathers on those suckers. Yeah, we just got to start gluing all sorts of random crap to our minis. Dinosaur game by Bauer Games or Buer Games. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Oh, good news, Boot Mountain. I think you were the one that was excited about, wasn't it, Turnip? We got some more green stuff, and I printed, I think, 18 French skirmishers. So now we have a total, we'll have two 12-man units of like the cheap units for the one army. I have two 3-man cavalry units on horses. And I technically have 6 additional of the skirmisher troops. So I don't know if I'm going to use some of those guys to make like characters potentially. Like here's a fun thing. What if I take them, cut them in half? Because they're 3D prints, I might just like, it might shatter. And then what if I green stuff so there's like 2 dudes mixed together out of like a torso or something, and those will be the characters for the army. I'm just thinking of easy, simple things I could do to have to to do the least amount of work. But we're just gonna paint them up to look like kind of raggedy, Napoleonic looking troops with grass stuffs on them, and then we'll be good to go. We have 2 armies for Turnip 28. Zombie would rock a white mullet. Well, that's like the officer has the white mullet and the zombie. Yeah. All right. Let me like find a separate pool for the. I got to get some more of this paint out so we can speed it up. Sure. Oh yeah, we got, these are Mr. K's Totem Cores. Kushikuno miniatures or something? In the K47 Discord, he's got some good stuff. I'm just going to do a couple. I'm just going to hit a couple here and there with the palette, and then I'll pick up the next color and hit a couple, and then I'll blend it all together. And we can mix the colors up. Yeah, so Rev actually came and dropped off a bunch of bases. So I got more bases for Turnip 28, and I was able to base these. We have city ruins, multi-level story city ruins that are FDM printed. So I just painted those in 40-degree weather earlier today. So I have to airbrush those or dry brush those. Maybe we do that tomorrow. I don't know. I need to get those done as well for Monday. Because we're going to do like, the whole idea is the Axis are fight. It's going to be Axis versus Axis. And the idea is that I believe we're going to do it, I'm thinking, in like the city or something. Where maybe in like Dresden or somewhere, there's like a coup, a military coup, and Little Peacock is leading it. He's trying to overthrow the local government to seize power. So I want to do like a proper city. So we're slowly building up. You need like 20 buildings to do it like looking right, you know, like tabletop command posts. He's got like a huge archive of terrain he has. That's the exact sort of stuff you need. But we're slowly building up our collection. So, because we have like French farmhouses, we have like Russian village houses, we have castle ruins. We just Rev just printed and dropped off a cemetery set. So we're trying to get a ton of terrain, but really, like, ideally, you're gonna need like 5 of this house, 6 of this house, if you want to, like, you know, the way I want to do it, where it's like looks like a proper city or something. But this will be good. I have like my handmade industrial terrain we can use. I have some scaffolding that handmade that I can use. And then we can use some of the city buildings and maybe some ruins and crap. It should look good. Yeah, these were the best Axis zombies I could find. He did a good job on these, and they're not like rip-offs or anything, too. They look great. Because I found a ton of zombies. You know, I always look for just like free options as well, like stuff that people made, you know, just put out there. Because why not? But I was looking for some sort of Axis zombies, and I was like, ooh, okay, these are probably the best bet. And I remember I bought them and I didn't print them. This was a while ago. So I finally got around to it. You know, I don't really care if a little bit of like the fleshy color blends into the, or I get a little bleed over onto the outfit, because it's just gonna look like it's just like nasty rotted flesh seeping into the clothing. I kind of want them to look like grim dark and like nasty and, you know, grimy. They don't have to look like, they're not gonna look like perfect Axis soldiers that turn to zombies, so it's all good. We're going to mix up the music here soon. Once we get the skin tone done, we'll mix it up. We'll get something a little bit more lively. I got to eat some food here. I had some English muffins and like some pineapple or something, but at some point here we'll take a break and maybe like peruse the Konflikt or peruse Warlord Games website. See what they have up while I eat a burger or something. Chicken burger, I think. Alright, the main thing is we got to get these suckers done. If we can get these zombies done, then tomorrow we can stream. I do need to get a new fly time video recorded, and I do need to make sure I have the new Konflikt battle report edited before and out. Ideally, like Monday night, the latest. So I need to get that done. It's gonna be a long one too, because it's gonna be, there's like a cinematic intro. It's a full 6 turns. It was like down to the last turn. Good game. Good game. I'm excited. It came out pretty good. My back was killing me after filming solo. Even just 700 points. I went with a ton of infantry, so there's a lot of activations going on. I use null. I can't even say the freaking word, dude. Null oil on the blood to make it look infested. And the Agrax Earthshade. I know those are like the Null oil, the Agrax Earthshade, and all that are like the like creme de la creme stuff. I've never used either of those once. Those is Nuln Oil GW and is Agrax Earthshade GW. I've only bought like 1 or 2 GW paints in my entire life, and it was the Emperor's Children paints. I know it's considered to be like the best stuff though. But I've never used it. I know. I know. Liquid Talent. I've seen the memes Morty post where it's like they're just like like dumping it all over. Perfect. Maybe that's why Rev's painting looks so good. Everyone always compliments Rev's painting. He's probably just dumping Agrax, Earthshade, and Nuln Oil all over everything. That makes sense. I see through the lies. Ah, Rev, your minis look so good. He's probably just dumping Nuln Oil. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. It's going to be a meme here on the channel. It's going to be like crayon, dude. It's going to be my arch nemesis, that word. Nuln Oil. That's how you probably pronounce it, right? I got to get my engagement up. I'm just going to make sure I mispronounce Nuln Oil or whatever every time. The holy liquid of the gods. Help me paint temple ruins fast. Spray gray primer and then hit it with the Agrax Earthshade. It's essentially just kind of like a wash, right? Is essentially what it is. But just a godly wash. Yep, never used it. Maybe one day I'll just like randomly find one on the side of the road. Hey, look at that. Somebody has like a bunch of meth shoved in there. Okay, we're getting these suckers painted up. How's the music? You guys want it louder? You guys gotta let me know because it's hard for me to tell with my setup at times. I could probably turn it up a little. Are these Totem Core? Oh yeah, these are by Kushakuno Miniatures, I believe is how you say his name. And these are his like axis. Null In. Null In is a city in Warhammer Fantasy. Ah, really? That's how it's pronounced? Null In? Nuln Oil? I thought it was like Nuln. Nuln. Okay. I've really been saying it wrong the whole time. Gotcha. Still looking for the heart key, yeah. Or like the freaking, you gotta find the lion statue. See, like, it's actually, like, somewhat loud for me, but for you guys, it's probably, like, at a more appropriate level. I'm using a Yamaha MX, or, yeah, MX-12 mixer or whatever, because we used to do guitar streams on Twitch, so I plug my amp, or my Line 6, directly into the mixer, have my XLR microphone, I could have multiple guitar amps and stuff, and I could run, like, I could have, like, a monitor and everything. Null In. Nuln Oil. That's how you say it? Nolan? Like we're heading down to Nolan's, folks. Like that? Okay. You guys will have to remind me next time. See, I'm just getting my engagement up. I'll make sure I mispronounce it in any videos if I paint it. Sounds like Nolan. We're gonna have to watch a YouTube video or something on how to say it. Okay. Well, we got the fleshy skin tone down. Let's change up the music, shall we? Resident Evil 3 save room music. No, I think we're gonna go Streets of Rage, baby. Give me a sec. Yeah, boy. We gotta find the first one too. I just got my HyperX mic, keeping in low tech. Oh, what's the HyperX? Like a headset? You mean like headphones? Well, that's the right way to do it. Once you start doing all this audio stuff, you start adding more. You have more room for complications, and audio issues while streaming is the worst thing you can ever have. It's like the hardest thing to deal with at times, dealing with dumb audio issues. Ugh. All right. I used way too much of some of these paints, by the way. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? Blue and purple. I forgot. Let's do a little, like, drippage. I actually didn't think there was any purple in there. I painted a whole Tyranids army with that purple. USB mic. Okay. Very nice, very nice. That's all you need. That's all you need. OBS fought you yesterday? Mm-hmm. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Oh, this will work just fine. They're totem core anyway, you know what I mean? Like, they aren't runway models. Just kind of go with like some random blue splotching, and then we could do a little purple and stuff. I should probably be careful and not go too crazy, but then again, emus. You know what I mean? Then again, emus. My only OBS struggles have been with digital in sources, like recording desk chords separately from desktop. Yeah. I'm lucky I haven't dealt with much, but I've had weird issues with like you said, digital, like using a separate audio box and things like that. There were times where you can also plug your Yamaha mixer via USB cable directly into your PC to record. So technically you can use it as an audio source that way. But when we tried that, it was like terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So what we found is that I run a mono and or I run a stereo out from the mixer, the main stereo out source with the 3.5 inch jacks. Then that actually goes into a buzz box, which is like a thing that you can get for like your amps and like your musical equipment to stop any interference. And that actually ended up working out, but it took me a while to figure it out. I had this like hum and buzzing effect because it was picking up through the XLR cables and crap. Yeah, you do it all through programs. But even when I was doing digital stuff, I had issues and stuff too. But once I started doing this, I started adding all sorts of stuff. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Once you get it working, do not touch it. Just leave it until OBS updates it and screws it all up like a year from now. You're like, no! Hey, Jenny Bratz, how's it going? We're painting up some Totem Core at the moment for a game on Monday that we're going to film. Let me turn it down just a little bit, music-wise. And as always, everything has to have some emu genetics in it. So we did the flesh. Now we're adding some blue and purples. This is actually, I just did purple and blue on this one. This is kind of what I'm going for here. Perfect. The lavs that plug into each person's phone for recording, then they send me all the sound files, I edit it. Yeah, that's the best way of doing it. The hardest thing is having multiple audio inputs at the same time and multiple video inputs. Like just plugging in a USB camera along with this Elgato 4K cam link that I have my camera set up on. Like this is my Sony camera I use for filming. It's a Sony A6400 mirrorless. But if you want to just run a regular webcam, like I've had tons of weird issues where I had to like having multiple audio or having multiple video sources at the same time or multiple audio inputs at the same time. I've had issues. But it's mostly the video, having multiple video inputs. So you have to buy like a USB adapter thing that can read multiple video inputs at the same time. So if you want to have like multiple camera angles and stuff, it can get really annoying. I've had tons of issues with that in particular to where I was like, screw this. Advantages of hiding behind an avatar PNG. But the thing is, like for my fly tying, I have a swim tank, which is an acrylic tank that you can fill with water and a pump, and it swims the lures or the flies in it. So I wanted to have that in the top corner live, and then this view of me working and fly tying. And then you could also have a webcam if you want or whatever. But I was like, what the hell is going on? I would have to unplug and like plug back in the webcam like 30 times. It was driving me crazy. So I couldn't imagine trying to get like 4 video cameras working at the same time and stuff. It's probably a pain. Emu, zombies. Tying flies over 20 years now. I started when I was like 8 or 9. And that was like 98, 99. I've been tying professionally for a living, for guides, for businesses and stuff for about 8 or 9 years now. You don't make a lot of money doing it, but... Yeah, we were talking about it last night on stream. Chat was saying I probably have one of the largest catalogs of saltwater fly patterns on YouTube. So like when it comes to saltwater fly tying, I probably have like one of the most comprehensive like catalogs of just all the very different flies. I try and do a video a week. I started about a year ago, like almost like kind of like quote unquote full-time YouTube, if you will, where I make sure I do like a video a week. We do have one live stream a week, and I was doing this and that. I was doing 3 or 4 videos a week, but that was too much. That was when I had one YouTube channel. Now I have 2. I can't be doing that. And quickly, Mike Roll's Dice is taking over as... it's going to be getting way more views and interaction and all that than the fly tying, because there's just less people that watch fly tying content on YouTube. It's just not as large of an audience. But that being said, I do at least one fly tying video a week, one fly tying stream on Friday nights, because it's also my business, what I do for a living, so it helps promote that. And but nowadays the conflict stuff is kind of taken over. It's kind of become like 3 or 4 days out of the week is dedicated to conflict channel conflict content, because I added the videos myself. And so it's like a day of filming, because realistically it's like 5-6 hours, me and Rev setting up the table, playing, cleaning everything up, because we sprinkle rocks, we put the moss, it just takes forever. And then it's like 2 or 3 days of editing, like sitting down for like 6 to 8 hours and just editing, cutting everything. The audio takes a long time, doing in the voiceovers and like the all that. The other day for the last video, I recorded like the entirety of the audio for like turn 3 through 5 and forgot I had my microphone. I didn't hit record, or my microphone wasn't on the program. So I was like, no, it was like 20 minutes of audio gone. Little stuff like that. Yeah, I love it, dude. People are watching the conflict stuff, so we're going to keep it coming. So, you know what I mean? If you folks watch it, then I'll keep making conflict content, so, because we have a lot of fun. I'll keep playing conflict no matter what, but it's a lot of hard work to make those videos, but the turnout's been awesome. Each video is doing fantastic. So, shout out to all you folks. You know, eventually Warlord, they won't be able to, they're going to have to reach out or something, you know? They're going to have to be like, who's this Mike Rolls Dice guy we keep hearing about? You know what I mean? I want to be like mysterious. I actually was gonna call them and like try and figure out if they have like a creator thing or something, you know, or just get in touch with them, you know, because I placed the order for all that stuff, realized I paid $20 for shipping, and Rev was like, yo, order a pack of Rift Ice for me and you can save $20 on shipping. And then we had a blizzard and I shoveled snow for like 2 days and I just completely forgot. And it was like, oh, all your stuff shipped. And I'm like, oh, damn it. But I was gonna reach out to him and be like, hey, what's going on? Yada, yada, yada. What do you call it? But, yeah. It'll happen. Really, I just wouldn't mind getting, like, a... What do you call it? In the future, potentially, if they do, like, new releases and stuff, that would be sick. It's, like... potentially getting some minis early and getting them for a battle report. That's really the thing that I'm like the Festoon Europa. I wish we had that right now. We could film a game in advance for Festoon Europa, like a special mission and with the miniatures. And then when it like the NDA lifts, we release the game or something. Like that's the sort of thing I'm looking to do. Cuz I'm excited. Like I'm like, what's the new rules? The missions. Because we've been coming up with like missions ourselves, or trying to come up with missions, and we're like, what do we do? We can do like an activation where you have to pass an order test to flick a switch or something, and then a lever, and then there's an elevator. We've been trying to scheme some cool like missions, but they're like, they already came out with Festoon Europa. Let's see what they got. Used to get his orders 4 or 5 days after submitting his trade order, but his last 2 orders have taken 2 weeks. Tiki, my buddy who sells bolt action 40K, his butcher shop storefront has been seeing the first order delays for his bolt action orders. It's all because of the K47 volume. Hell yeah. Well, I know some folks are waiting. There was some delays. I know some folks are waiting for their like Soviet bears and all that stuff. So hopefully they get that stuff figured out. I think they're already got it figured out. But I mean, hopefully they're chipping away at that, so everyone can get their minis they're waiting for. The purple's very, very weak, so I'm just going to coat most of the skin tone in purple, because that, like, warrior flesh and stuff, it's pretty strong. So this is kind of how they're looking now. They're not full emu DNA. They're not pure enough. I'm trying to think. I'm getting in the mind of, like, Wesker from, like, Resident Evil, like a psychopath. That's what Little Peacock is. He's a certified psychopath. Don't get it wrong. Yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, possibly Tiki. That may be nice. I know they definitely have like a creator program and all that, so. I also was waiting until like we have like made enough videos and all that, so they're like, okay, this guy's serious. Because I think we've done 15 battle reports now or something, or the one I'm editing now or something. Or this will be 16. So we've made a lot of Konflikt content since, what is it, October or September? You know what I mean? Show them that I'm serious about it as well, you know? So, what do you call it? Yeah, if you want, what do you call, I am on the Discord. You could always shoot me a DM on the K47 Discord. That'd be nice. I could reach out to him at some point. Just, you know, say hello. Let him know what's up. We conflicting over here. Because they already got the bruvs, you know? They got some UK boys. And they got Tabletop Command. But we need some more US, you know? More US guys. Do you do any K47 BA stuff in your local gaming area? So we have one game store it's called Brothers Grimm. It's like 50 minutes away, 45. I was going there and playing Yu-Gi-Oh, actually. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh. But I kind of stopped doing that recently. But it's so far away. But Rev was going there for a Warhammer tournament. I've never played anything miniature related there. I don't think they do anything bolt action related, if I'm not wrong. I don't even know if they sell any bolt action related stuff. But I wouldn't mind possibly in the future maybe trying to like figure something out with some other folks and like try and organize some sort of like thing for Long Island or for the tri-state area here on Long Island. The thing is, we're on eastern Long Island, so we're pretty far away from where a lot of folks live on Long Island, which is more west, in between, or closer towards like Nassau County and Suffolk. I'm really far east. So we'd probably have to find somewhere, or find some, you know, or somehow, I don't know. But yeah, so. It's far too quick. Jenny Bratz, I was like, this game is absolutely crazy. But that's kind of what drew me in. And the thing is, I've been playing Magic, for instance, for like a couple years now, or like 3-4 years. You know, to have a high level of Magic, it's like the sort of game where it's like a golf swing. Where you can learn Magic pretty easy, but like mastering it takes a long time. But modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, you literally either need to be like a genius to like, you need to know every card in the game and how all the like the interactions, the wording on the cards is so weird, the timing and all that. And it's such a competitive game nowadays as well. It's like ultra crazy. But essentially you get like one turn, like you get 1 or 2 turns in the entirety of the game. And then it's like over. It's crazy. But like being new too, or like trying to go there and play with everyone who plays, you could tell they're like, oh god, dude, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So it's like I kept screwing up. It was crazy. I grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh when it first came out, you know, schoolyard Yu-Gi-Oh. But nowadays I just draft on Magic on Arena. I like draft and sealed. So I've gotten back into that, and that to me is my card game fix. Yu-Gi-Oh I love, but it's just I can't keep up with it. You need like to know every single thing about the game. You need to know every card. The word if and when is like such a big difference on the impact of when you can use it. Hand traps are out of control. You're running like 18 hand traps, so they're monsters that you can use as like instant speed interaction on other people's turns. It's crazy stuff. Dimir Commander. We got super into Commander. That was our main way of playing. I have my favorite deck, which is arguably one of the strongest decks I have, is Corvold. One of my favorite. It's a Jund Commander deck. And a lot of cool decks, actually. A lot of fun decks. But Commander, I don't like it as much nowadays. It is fun, but I'm more of a limited player. I like drafting. And yeah, that's kind of my jam. I like low power Magic nowadays. Because Commander, it's like everyone's using the same cards half the time nowadays. And also when they started doing all this Universes Beyond stuff, I was like, dude, what the hell's going on? Like, we went to Commander night and everyone's playing Doctor Who, and I'm like, what the hell? What is this, bro? Is this Magic? I do love some of the Universes Beyond stuff, but I will say, like, dude, I don't know. I'm probably going to use some of my coins and do some of the Pick 2 draft of the Ninja Turtles, but I don't know, dude. I'm more of like, Lorwyn was sick. I'm kind of over the set already, but I don't know. Magic's in an interesting place right now, for sure. What the hell sort of colors, chat? What sort of colors are we using? Should we go like black for the pants? I didn't even realize what is the colors that I'm using. I think actually the German infantry stuff that I usually do is the German like grayish color that they use for their jackets in World War II. You know what I'm talking about? But are we going to paint them like... I don't have a lot of this olive is the issue. So we could paint them like this forest sprite. But that's not really a German color. I don't want to, but maybe I should use real paint. I'm being lazy, but I can use that German like gray darker gray color, I guess. That's like the... I'll show you. This is what my guys... Like this. This color right here. Yeah, Feldgrau or whatever. Yeah. The German field gray sort of color. I believe that's what that is. Let me see. Ah, damn it. Yeah, this is the right paint. Let's see. Yeah, German field gray. There you go. How do you say it? I don't know. One way or another. It's not as efficient, but I guess I could like speed paint them brown, but then I'd have to dry brush or like paint it afterwards or something. Again, I don't know. We'll just paint it this way. This'll work. Suck it up, Buttercup. I'm just being lazy. I play a good amount of BA K47 in my local area. I'm sure there's people that do it, but I don't know if there is bolt action. Rev could tell you. Rev knows more. I haven't gone out and played much games with random people in general. I mostly play with Rev and like one or two of my other friends. We have one friend that plays Warhammer, and my other buddy has a bunch of Warhammer stuff but doesn't play it, and he comes and plays one-page rules. AK Quick Gen. Amazing field gray. Oh, okay. I'm using this like $10 Vallejo German painter set. Now the question is, did I do something different for the pants, or like, you can't even really see. Is the whole outfit the field gray? It is. Okay. That's easy enough, I guess. Hopefully that'll make things not take too long. Thing is, I did like... We'll see how this paint applies. Hopefully this isn't a two-coater. You know what I mean? I also don't use those mini things. I just hold this. I should get one of those mini holders one day, huh? I'm just cheap. You know what I mean? Just hold it. Like that guy in TikTok, that guy from Boston. Be a man. Just hold your minis when painting them. Even though I don't have TikTok, somehow I still learned about that guy. Are we in focus? Yes, we are. BA and Flames of War are very popular in your local store. Oh, very good. I would love to hear that bolt action so popular. I was very hesitant to get into it because I didn't know about World War II, like, historical wargaming, but I gotta say, I fell in love with it. Because I do love World War II history. There's some great YouTube channels that cover World War II, World War I history, and stuff like that. And that's just like every other... I'm getting to be middle-aged. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close. I'm getting... I'm already exhibiting signs of classic middle-aged guy stuff of watching like World War II history, all the memes. I love all that crap, so... Have for a long time, to be fair. Band of Brothers really helped with that. I mean, growing up, we used to watch that when we would, me and my buddies in high school, we would like hang out and like smoke blunts and watch Band of Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, it was that good of a show. We were like, damn, this show's sick, dude. Also, because I believe, what was it, Call of Duty World at War and stuff at the time. Some of the battlefields. Have I watched Hogan's Heroes? No, or maybe I have. That's an older movie, right? Like an old movie? I probably have. I probably rented it from Blockbuster back in the day, if that's what I'm thinking about. I know it's like a famous World War II war movie, right? Starring Hulk Hogan and his family. His daughter, what was her name? No, I'm joking. Oh yeah, the famous World War II movie with Hulk Hogan and his family. Of course. Might have even seen it in like school. Who the hell knows? Or on TV or something. Sounds. I know the name. I know the movie though, like by name, but I don't remember what it specifically. Oh, it's a TV series. Okay, I may have seen it before, probably back in maybe they showed it on TV reruns on the 90s or something. Quick, buy a meat smoker. 40K is the dominant game in my city, but we're growing our BA community steadily. I'm pulling a couple guys in a K47 with me. I think when Rev went to, they held like a hobby thing in Long Island, not too far from us. And Rev, I had to edit the battle report, but Rev ended up going, and he was like, he brought all his stuff. I think he ended up painting Konflikt stuff, but I think there may have been like one or two people he was like trying to talk to, but I think he was asking around. I gotta talk to him and see. That's something we should think about, because I know there are some folks from Long Island in the K47 Discord, but we're pretty far from them. So, but if we could get enough folks, it would be cool to kind of have like a little Konflikt day or something, or have like a little tournament or something that we hold ourselves for fun. Somebody else would have to help doing that. I'm terrible. I don't know how the slightest in setting up anything like that, so. In the future, I think that'll be something we look into for sure. It's like MASH or something. I'll have to take a look. I'll look on YouTube. I'll see. I'll like look for a clip on YouTube after the stream, and I'll see if I, cause it'll remind me if I've seen it or not before. I remember watching MASH when I was a kid on like, it was like reruns, but I couldn't get into it. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because MASH was Vietnam, wasn't it? Yeah, because they had like helicopters and crap in MASH. Alright, this isn't taking that long. I guess painting it with the white too wasn't the worst thing, because it just... I guess if I painted it black, it would have been... I probably needed 2 coats or something. Or was it Korea? Was MASH Korea? That's what it was. It was Korea. Yeah, MASH was Korea. Yep. Which they did have like little bird or tiny little helicopters, right? In Korea. I forgot. Korea was pretty damn serious too. It's something easy to forget about, because we don't really. They spend a lot of time talking about World War II and Vietnam in like school and stuff, but Korea was like serious stuff. Some crazy stories coming out of there, dude. Like Chinese soldiers charging hills and stuff, being held by like Canadian and all sorts of different troops. The buglers. Damn buglers. Yeah, that definitely was a lot easier to convince me to play bolt action, Rev, because he mentioned it, because he watches Morty all the time. He's like, we should try bolt action. Yeah, I don't know. I like the fantasy stuff, you know. I didn't want to mix real life with like wargaming, but I will say my love for like World War II history and stuff kind of helped make it a lot easier, because we've actually, for instance, we've been to France a bunch of times. Back in the day, my dad's friend lived in Paris. It's another Turkish dude. So we spent a bunch of time in France over the years. So we also went down to Normandy and like the whole area of Brittany and everything. So We like went to some of the beaches we swam at. Like there were old abandoned German bunkers we crawled around in and stuff. We were checking out. We went to the memorial in Normandy, and we walked on some of the beaches. We went to like there were some small like tiny French local museums where they dug up like tanks from the beaches, and they had all sorts of stuff. So I'll just never forget though, dude, going there in person, because growing up here in New York, our beaches are pretty steep. They're not flat. But I guess the best way to describe it is if you've ever been to California and how some of the beaches there are really, or like in the Pacific Northwest, some of the beaches are like really shallow and flat, and they go out forever at low tide. But we went there and it was like around low tide, and I'll never forget like how long that beachhead was where we were at. The fact that you would have to try and get across that whole thing to get to like the hills where the German bunkers were and stuff. Holy crap, I couldn't imagine trying to do that, dude, in full kit. That must have been freaking crazy. I'll never forget seeing that in person, like being on the ground and looking from the ground towards the ocean. That's crazy. Just played a beginner game of Warhammer 40k yesterday. You think you prefer the mechanics for bolt action K47 way easier? It's definitely less. I like 40k. It's a very competitive game. I think though 40k is the sort of game where it's like you kind of, when you play 40k, that's like the only game you play and you go hard sort of deal. It's not, it doesn't have to be, but a lot of 40k players are like that. It's hard. We've had a hard time trying to get people to try new games and stuff. Because you also get so invested into 40k money-wise too. It's hard to justify starting a new game. But I think like one-page rules or, you know, games like this that offer enough of a different mechanics in terms of the activation system and everything. It's I kind of prefer these games over. The thing I really hate is just it's fun to go with all your guys in one shot, but it sucks waiting like 45 minutes for the other person to take their turn. It's nice because I can go smoke like 3 joints in the time that Rev has moved 10 of his, or all 10 squads of his guard around, because he has to move like hundreds of miniatures or whatever. But yeah, I like the alternate activations of like one-page rules or the dice mechanic of Conflict. I like the smaller army sizes and model counts overall because I have a bad back. So like moving 2,000 points of Warhammer army on the table over the course of 5 games is a lot more than moving 1,500 points or even 2,000 points of Conflict, you know what I mean? Unless you're playing a super elite army or something, or playing knights in 40k, so. That's the one thing. The less back pain, I love Conflict. That's one of the main reasons, and the alternative activations, so. And I've really kind of fallen in love with the weird war. I think one-page rules, for instance, if you got like a kid that you're trying to teach war or introduce to wargaming, one-page rules is great. The rules are on one page, you know what I mean? It's easy for you to even learn to teach somebody. But if you have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend that doesn't, you know, play wargaming or something, to try and teach them, well, you got to remember, here you get rerolls of hits, and here you do this, and you can only do this, and you can only, it's just too much. One-page rules, like, yeah, you get to move 6 inches and shoot, or you can move 12. So what do you want to do? And, okay, you want to attack? Here you go. Roll 2 dice. Oh, you hit. All right, cool. Now I roll my save. Nope. All right, you killed him. Good job. You know, it's like that. Which, for if you're a seasoned war gamer, at times it could be a little lackluster if you want more complex gameplay. But the way I use one-page rules is if I'm trying to get a quick game in with a friend, and we don't want to have to think about, well, if I don't move these guys here and Rev moves these guys here, I'm screwed. I lose the game. It's kind of more like, you know, more bare bones miniature stuff. And you can play a game in about an hour. So it's great for teaching our friends that like aren't super into wargaming, and they like 2 of them, they have you know, or people, our friends, they have like, they're super into 40k and the lore. They have 40k minis and stuff. They still would rather play one-page rules because it's going to take an hour as opposed to 5-6 hours of us playing Warhammer. And Rev too, I would always be like, dude, I don't know about playing Warhammer this weekend. It's gonna be like 5-6 hours. He's like, we should be only at most we should be playing 3 hours. I'm like, I'm not playing with a clock to play Warhammer with my friends, and you know as hell we're not getting done in 3 hours. It's gonna be 5-6 hours. Yeah, okay, the guys at tournaments, this and that, they're rolling their dice, this and that. But when I'm playing for fun, like I want to move all my dudes, and I'm not trying to like like fret about like, oh no, I only have 5 minutes left. So yeah, when we play Warhammer, it's going to be 5-6 hours. But there are nice days for that, where it's beer and pretzels. You go over, hanging out. But we haven't played. We played Warhammer. That last battle report I made for it, or the only battle report, and that was the last time we played Warhammer. Rev's playing tomorrow. We have our friend that plays Warhammer. He doesn't play Conflict. Yeah, I mean, it's all completely free, too, so shout out to the people who made one-page rules. That's what we started doing on this channel, so it's all completely free, miniature agnostic. They have their own minis as well, which beautiful, beautiful STLs and miniatures. Some of my favorite STLs I've gotten are one-page rules STLs. They've done some fantastic miniature ranges. The lizard guys I have are sick. They have dwarves. They have so many cool stuff now. They're also doing they were like doing their own versions of like former like Warhammer armies and stuff, but now they're doing their own new, like brand new miniature lines, like the Empire of Man, or like they have these like Da Vinci. They're like Leonardo da Vinci inspired looking Italian feudal guys or something. They look sick. So check out their minis too, man. They got some good stuff. I was part of their Patreon for a long time, and you were getting all the miniature releases. So I just joined their Patreon for a while, and I have a huge collection of one-page rules miniatures that are sick, that we could use for all sorts of stuff in the future. Oh, I gotta zoom out a little. I wonder how many people who played Dust 1947 are now playing this, since most of the minis are almost exactly the same. What's going on, Uncle? Is it Uncle Mike? Yeah, what's going on, Uncle Mike? I don't know. I bet you a bunch of them are playing this, and it seems like you can cross over. Like you could take your Conflict minis and play Dust, or you could play with your Dust minis and Conflict. It seems like, right? I've heard most of the cool miniatures I found before the second edition of Conflict launched. Most of the cool stuff I found online were Dust miniatures on like Cult and all that. So it might be a game worth checking out, honestly, at some point, because I know, like, for instance, Tabletop Command Post and my Ministry of Miniatures or whatever, they like film a lot of bolt action and like Command and Conquer or whatever, that game that came out, right? So it might be cool, to look at some other weird war games, and we could always use our miniatures for it if we're looking to mix up, play a different war game. So might be worth taking a look at in the future. It might also be that the folks that enjoy Conflict also might enjoy the Dust stuff, so we'll take a look at it at some point. And now, is it a different, is it also 28 millimeter scale? Is it the same scale and everything too? Or is it a slightly smaller scale? I think it's the same size, right? Because there's also some other games I've seen that are like 20 mil or something that have some miniatures that are bolt action Conflict S. I think that was a different game. Swap the tech around a bit. But from what I have as a Dust collection, same scale, everything seems okay. Very cool. All right, I'll take a look then. I'll also take a look. I don't know what the game's like either. Maybe I'll watch a YouTube battle report or something, get a feel for it. So I'll tell you, these are the other games that we're thinking about, or 100% that we're gonna film. Turnip 28, Bolt Action, which we've done, Blood and Plunder, which is a pirate game, and I think that's it at the moment. Probably more one-page rules as well, which I may do solo or with a different friend. But what do you call it? I'm always looking for other stuff. I have tons of other games too. There's like Space Weirdos, which is just a rule set for game. There's tons of other stuff I could do, and I can always do those solo if Rev doesn't want to, but I wouldn't mind mixing it up and like every couple weeks maybe filming a different game here and there as an additional battle report for the week or something. Because I know the people want the conflict stuff. We'll keep that coming, but I don't only want to play conflict. I like playing other games as well, so I want to see what you folks will like on the channel, battle report wise. So we'll try some different stuff out. And we were also thinking of like either like black powder or something, for instance, or you know, stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see. Sharp looks kind of cool. But we haven't really. I think Turnip 28 is the one that I'm pretty interested in. The problem is like The problem is like a lot of times we need to have multiple armies for games and stuff, right? Unless we do like a campaign or something where it's the same two forces. So that's just something to think about as well for if I'm gonna start filming a game on the channel, is how many videos can I do with the same two armies, you know? It always gives an excuse to make more miniatures and paint, of course, but something to think about when I'm going to be making is like, do I want to make 4 turnip armies, you know? Which I probably am going to have to. Have I tried Wasteland? I haven't tried Wasteland Warfare. Let me write some of these down. I'll write this under Helga Wunderpump. Gaslands as well I need to look into, so let me write some of these down. I'll take a look on maybe like Drive-Thru RPG or something, see if for some of these. So we have I know, what was it, Gaslands it's called, I wanted to check out with the Hot Wheels. What's this? Wasteland Warfare. Take a look at that. And Dust 47 it was, right, or something. Oh, the Zone Alpha. Yeah, Zone Alpha is the Stalker, right? That one I want to check out. Now, it might be cool to, like... Is that a skirmish game? I kind of want to do a Stalker solo tabletop and, like, with what you were talking about, like, the Division. But I want to do that with Stalker. I think there might be a game like that, too. I've seen some different ones. Oh, it's the Fallout game. Okay. And then what was... Karn Vale, what's that one? Is that something I should check out? The Zone Alpha is like the Stalker one, right? If I'm not wrong. Has a solo build called Contraband. Okay, that sounds perfect. Stalker's one of my favorite game series. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 each. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's paint 2 more jackets. I think there should be some food downstairs. I might go run and grab some food, and then we could, while I'm eating, we can take a look at, like, the, I don't know, the Konflikt, or the Warlord website or something. Or we could go on Drive-Thru RPG and take a look at some different games, tabletop games or something. Because I know a lot of these games are on Drive-Thru RPG or something. I've seen them, or seen a fair bit of them before. The Axis is done? Oh boy. Very nice. Very nice. Well, it sounds like you got quite a lot of spare hobby time before Monday. Better get to painting some buildings. Some terrain. No. Carnival is like Assassin's Creed versus Cthulhu and Templars and vampires in Venice. Okay. Oh, there was another game, Doom 1490. That one looks pretty cool. Where it's like a spiral ascent up like a little castle or something, or like a staircase. And it's like just a couple miniatures. That looks pretty cool. I do like miniature games that don't require a lot of miniatures. So if there's some like skirmish sort of games, or if it's like Gaslands where we can make our own minis really simply, or we can use other miniatures from other games, because the least amount of hobby stuff we have to do, the better, because we're always going to be... Nowadays, I have like a backlog of hobby stuff, thanks to the channel, but before that, I was always on top of it. But something tells me I pretty much am always going to have something Konflikt probably to do every week on stream that we have to get done before the next video or something. Especially if we actually end up getting in touch with Warlord and we start buying a lot more real Warlord stuff from them, then we're going to have to do a lot of painting and putting together stuff. So like, I do like some of these games that are smaller scale, like skirmish style, that don't require a ton of hard work to get a full war band put together, for instance. You just gotta do 3 or 4 minis or something. Hey, Valor Games, how's it going? Gasland is way too much fun and easy. That's what I'm thinking. Frostgrave or Stargrave is small. Yeah, I was very tempted in Stargrave, 100%. Because wizard shit. It does look like it's a little, like, pretty damn complicated, but I think me and Rev were talking about that at some point. I think you can also play that solo, too. So I do have 5 parsecs from home. 5 parsecs from home is a, like, solo or co-op miniature game that also has a, like, campaign basis to it. And is, like, a almost like a miniature skirmish game mixed with, like, progression. It's really cool. So I've been meaning to do a series on that, but I'm so busy at the moment. In the future, though, I think once I have like a nice terrain catalog with sci-fi stuff and everything, I'll end up doing some sort of 5 parsecs from home playthrough. I mean, you know what? That could be a cool live stream. Is we play like something like parsecs, and we do it live. You know, because I don't know how that would do video-wise. I mean, it might do pretty good. But that could be a cool thing to do live, is like some sort of smaller miniature game that I could play solo, and we could do that as a live stream. The other thing is, I was thinking about this, we could play Konflikt with chat. Okay? Not only we have that bolt action game coming out in the future on Steam. I don't know when, but when that does come out, we are 100% playing, we could play against each other. So I could get one of you folks, and we could play with your bolt action list versus my bolt action list. And then I'm thinking they'll probably have mods, maybe even for Konflikt. The other thing is, here with the camera, we could set up on this table here. It's only like 22 by 18 or something, I think. But this section of my table here, I could set up a terrain, right? I pick somebody from chat. I say, okay, what do you want to play with? And it's like 250 points, right? And you could pick, and then we could play a game, and then it's like a short, like, you know, couple turns or whatever, and then, you know, we could do that like once a week on Sunday or something. We could pick a couple of different people from chat, and you could be like, move my Totem Core here and do that. You know, we can play like almost like a combat patrol of like Konflikt or bolt action, and one of you folks from chat can play an army or something. So I was thinking about doing that, because we could do that. About playing games with you folks where you guys can play with it. So I have to figure out something for that, but that could be cool. I was surprised to see HeroClix at the game store. I've never even heard of it. Eldfall Chronicles is getting popular too. Okay, let me write all this stuff down. It'll be good to look at. I just ordered terrain for 28mm scale Gaslands for using for my Orc 40K vehicles. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Gaslands looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to try that out. I'm just going to go down to the dollar store, get a bunch of Matchbox cars, and then on stream we can glue a bunch of crap to it. Yeah, that's the Matchbox ones, Rev. It's very, very simple game as well. And it's got like drifting and stuff in it. It's so cool. It's a very, very cool game. Something I definitely want to check out. I think, you know, we also need to think about this, the sort of style of videos I do. I don't do like a normal video where it's like, all right, hey, we're going to play this game, and it's like, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is my army list. And also, oh, I just painted these up. It's like 1947. You know what I mean? Where I do like kind of like a narrative style thing. So like Gaslands could be really cool to where it could be like, we could have like rock music going on, and some dude pulls up. He's like, you want to race? You know, or something. We could do some dumb stuff like that. And the way we could film it, it's like all the cars are drifting around like explosions. Which means even more work in editing. Wrong button. Means even more work for me to do. But would be cool. You could definitely sell your brother on, Gaslands. We've been trying to get Rev's brother to play, like, Age of Sigmar and all. Oh, that's the other thing. We have to play some Age of Sigmar at some point with the Skaven and all that. Maybe Old World. But we could definitely get Jake to play Gaslands, 100%. Gasland scales from Matchbox up to 1/43 scales easily. So all those at Walmart fit in. Yeah, I was thinking about just going, like, to a dollar store or going to, like, Walmart and buying a bunch of cheap cars that look cool, like some Camaros and stuff, you know? Hell yeah. I'm super stoked on that. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. Real quick, I have not eaten anything. There's and I don't want to, just going to get to the point to where I'm like, I don't want to stream anymore. I'm going to grab a burger downstairs. I'll come back, and while I'm munching on it, I'll try and mute myself for the majority of it while I'm eating and not talking. But maybe we'll take a look on Drive-Thru RPG. Give me one sec. And you guys could talk about games that you'd like, the games we should check out. And we could take a look here and see. We might see some of these, actually, just right off the bat. Hopefully we won't see any, like, tits or something, right? There won't be nipples, hopefully. By the way, this is awesome, dude. The Mythic solo game GM emulator, I love it. Absolutely love it. But I think, do they have Gaslands, or I think that's only on Amazon. Refueled. They have the French version. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here's Gaslands. I think I'm going to get the hard copy, though. I think they have it on Amazon. And, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, the Zone Alpha. Is this the one, right? Yeah. From Osprey Games. Or is this different? Yeah, this is Zone Alpha. Alright, so we'll take a look at all this stuff. We'll take a look at the miniature war games. And see what the deal is. Or we could even take a look at the previews or something or whatever. We'll take a look through all these different games. So I'm going to go run and grab a burger real quick, chat. From downstairs. And, what do you call it? We will, we will, get back to it here in just a moment, all right? So, you know what? I'm trying to think. Like, I could probably just eat it real quick. I don't want to choke, but I might just actually just eat it real quick and then just grab a drink and whatnot. So let me think. We could play our most recent video. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. Let me do it right. Let me get some food. I'm going to munch on it real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Because I don't want to eat on stream. I try not eating on stream, just so you guys don't hear the animalistic sounds that come out of me. So real quick, we might as well because it came out so cool. I'll just play this for a little bit. Attack. Hold on, wait. Attack of the monkeys. Video came out great, by the way. You want Gaslands Reloaded? Yeah, that was Gaslands Reloaded, the one that we looked at or whatever. Okay, chat. I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to eat this burger real quick. What the hell? Mordian streaming on the weekend? What the hell is this? Bullshit! What is that? No, I'm joking. I'm going to eat this burger real quick, all right? There must be something crazy going on, because Mordian doesn't normally stream on the weekend, right? It must be like Konflikt just released, like a moped you can ride that shoots miniatures out of the tailpipe or something. You know what I mean? All right. I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right. Enjoy the Attack on the Monkeys real quick while I go like vacuum this burger down, and then we'll get back to. We'll take a look at some games real quick, and then we'll get back to some painting. All right. All right. Attack of the Monkeys. 1947. Oh, that was too loud. Sorry. Hold on. Attack of the Monkeys. 1947. North Africa. After a crushing defeat, that should be good. And his monkey I'll be back in a little bit. Returned from the jungles with their newly that's why. Cerebus squad. Yeah, you steal my thunder. With redemption on their mind, and Colonel von Liechtenstein of the Green Hand bearing down on an important supply post, can Williamson and George beat back the Green Hand and finally take back what's theirs in this week's battle report of Konflikt 47. Hey, how's it going? Mike from Mike Rolls Dice, and welcome back for another battle report of Konflikt 47 here on the channel. Today we have a rematch between Rev's British Commonwealth and my Green Hand forces. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all of our YouTube members here on the channel, and to everyone who watches the videos. I couldn't do it without you. Now with that out of the way, let's go over the army list, starting off with the Green Hand. Starting off, we have 1,500 points of my Axis forces, and these are better known as the Green Hand. And for this particular mission, we're deploying all of our units on the board, as you can see. So starting off, we have a sniper team. This is just a regular sniper team up on the rock. Then we have our platoon commander in Stalltroopen power armor. This is Colonel von Liechtenstein, and he has 2 extra Stalltroopen, and they are just rocking the STGs. Then we have a Schreckwolfen squad, and these are damage value 7, though with the Stalltroopen platoon commander, we can use his Rift Mastery that I paid for to give them a surging dice. Then there's a Stalltroopen squad. There are 2 Stalltroopen squads on the board equipped with light anti-tank gun, LMG, and STGs, as well as Panzerfaust. Then there's a regular platoon commander with a backup soldier, and they are both equipped with Panzerfaust. And then I have 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers, and these are veterans. These are equipped with assault rifles. There is 1 LMG and a loader as well, and they're all equipped with Panzerfaust. Then we have a Flammenspinne. This is just a regular Flammenspinne. It's only equipped with an infantry flamethrower. Then for the command vehicle, we have the Vogelspinne, which has the Maschensphere upgrade and a medium machine gun. Then there's the 2nd Stalltroopen unit, again with the anti-tank, LMG, and STG. Then we just have a regular unit of the Volksgrenadiers, all equipped with rifles. That's 1,500 points in my Green Hand. Now on to Rev's Commonwealth forces. So next up we have Rev's list for today, and this comes in just around 1,500 points. Somewhat common list to the first time that the Green Hand and the Commonwealth showed down here on the channel. Now starting off, we have a unit of Mark II infantry, and these are equipped with light autocannons, and one is equipped with a heavy autocannon. We have another unit of Mark II automated infantry, and these again Alright, well I lied.
With one upgraded.
There's no burger, there's a bowl of pasta. So I think that'll be acceptable for me to eat while we look at some games on Drive-Thru RPG. All right. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Well, you know what I'll do real quick while I eat? I'll make sure not to talk while I'm eating. I'll put on my filter for noise suppression. Haha. Yes, that'll work. Okay. Let's take a look. Zone Alpha. So Zone Alpha, it's like Stalker based. Yeah, this is the exact sort of thing, though. I'm going to need a ton of terrain for this. This is the real problem with making videos on this stuff. Is now I need, like, Stalker as terrain. I feel like a lot of the Soviet style and World War II stuff could fit, though. But this is the aesthetic. This is, like, the exact sort of stuff that I love about Stalker. You know what I mean? Some, like, Gopnik dudes trying to find like some AK mags and get attacked by like mutants. So I'm assuming there's tons of mutants and stuff in this, which is going to be sick. And if they have a solo version or a solo system, which now I got to see though, is that a separate game or do they include that in this? It looks like it might be a separate game altogether. They have an expansion. And they have some different games too. Okay, so we got Zone Alpha. That's definitely on my list that we're going to have to take a look at for sure. And let's see what else did you folks recommend here. We know Gaslands already. The Wasteland Warfare is the Fallout one, right? Yeah, they have all the miniatures and stuff for it. Here we go, Wasteland Warfare. So they have the TTRPG game, which our buddy Choi, who was part of our D&D group, played. He said they had a good time with this. They had a good time running the campaign and whatnot. I think they had like a couple DMs or something with this, and that were switching off, on and off. But they have the it's like a is it a they also have a miniature version or is it the same thing? Is it the TTRPG game you're talking about? Because I know they have the miniatures for it. This PDF includes the core gameplay narrative, events, solo AI play for the Wasteland itself. So this could be a cool thing then. I wouldn't even mind doing the TTRPG, but is this do they have a like is this the skirmish game as well or do they have a skirmish game? You know, I do love Savage Worlds and I would love to do some sort of solo TTRPG thing in the future. I don't know how much folks would be interested in it, but I could always pick up some cool files and Rev could print these up, no problem. They'd look sick. The Fallout terrain goes hard, I tell you that much. You never played Fallout? Dude, Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. Unbelievable. Fallout New Vegas is really good too. Frankie was obsessed. Our buddy Frankie was obsessed with New Vegas back in the day. But I was more of like a Fallout 3 dude. Fallout 3 was my favorite on a 360. So this is the role-playing game. But so I guess it's just the role-playing game, huh? But you can play it like solo and like you can do the miniature like you can just do like the skirmish or you can do battles or something. I'll have to take a look deeper into it. So that's the role-playing game. This is the miniature game then? Hmm. I'll have to take a look into it more. Maybe watch a YouTube video or something. So that's the role-playing game. And it's an expansion. This is the main book. So I'm guessing it's a miniature game that they then turned into a role-playing game. I'll have to take a look. This is one thing I don't like is where there's like 5 million expansion things, but you know, I don't blame it. At least it's not too expensive, at least the main game or whatever. It's not bad. Do they have Dust on here? Or is this all stuff people have made? Looks like stuff people have made. Dust Warfare, that's not it, right? It's Dust 1947 specifically. Or is it Dust? Oh, it is Dust Warfare. From the looks of it. I mean, that looks pretty cool. That looks like something I know. Whoa, look, dude. Oh, it's Soviets. Ah. Pounder hot dog. Hell yeah. Fallout Factions is like Necromunda. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look then. I like the look of some of the stuff. Stuff looks cool. So we need to check out Dust then. If the gameplay is different enough, we could download the core rulebook for free right now. Sure. And erratas? Okay. What is this? Oh, it looks like there's definitely some different mechanics involved. We could take a look at it, actually. Is it going to download, though? It's not. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Well, we'll take a look. They have an app. It's not letting me. It's not doing anything. Before I... Let's take a look here. At Dust. I mean, the aesthetic fits perfectly, huh? It's like the same thing. They have the history. That's about it. Initiative phase, command phase, unit phase, end phase. Move actions, attack actions, suppression and retreat, heavy walkers, and battle at the mills. Spec Ops? Interesting. All right. I have a lot of research to do. Oh, it has all the it has all of the units. That's nice in one book. Okay. So they have that as well. What else? We got Dust. We have the. Let me take a look again at the Wasteland War. I want to see what you said. The Fallout Factions. Is that a different game or Fallout Factions? When did this game? Oh, it's a Modifius. Was the other one a Modifius? Oh, so this is a Modifius D20. Isn't this? Didn't Modifius make the other one too? The Wasteland? I think so. Modifius makes the 5 parsecs from home, and I believe no, they don't make Rangers as Shadow Deep. That's a different publisher. Interesting. Okay. So this one's more like Necromunda, where it's like a skirmish game. I do like Modifius. They've made really good games. I like their games. I like their book layouts. All 3 games are compatible. Oh, okay, okay. This could be really fun to do Fallout for like a narrative thing. Even though Rev hasn't played Fallout or anything, I could always do it solo as well. But where I go through and like do like Fallout stuff where it's like missions from the game, you know? Not that I'm a super Fallout nerd because I don't remember everything, but we could always do some research. Okay. Let me write this down. What is this called? Factions. Fallout Factions. Fallout Factions. Okay. Yeah, Modifius is great, dude. I love Modifius. This is what I have. 5 parsecs from home. I have the main book in hardback, and then I have, I think, almost all of the supplementary stuff. So at some point, I may do a 5 parsecs from home playthrough. Where's the main book? Here we go. Which this is like you have a spaceship and you have a crew, and you take jobs from so you have to like you roll up your jobs or your you have different jobs available, and then you set up a mission, which is a like a battle that you have with your crew versus randomly generated like mission or enemies. And if you complete it, then you get credits, and then you can like fix your ship or you can upgrade it and stuff. So this is a really cool game. You'll see in the next battle report coming out, there's actually like a green spaceship thing, Rev printed, and that's what I had him print this for 5 parsecs from home specifically, which this game's really cool. So I would like to do this at some point. You can play it co-op too. Like Rev could come play with me or something, but it's a solo game as well. So it's really well done. Trevor Noah, who's the voice of the raccoon in like what was the name of that? Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. He has a channel, Me, Myself, and Die, where he plays solo TTRPGs, and he played this at some point. That's what got me into it. All right. Karn Val. Vale. Well, that ain't on there. Eldfall. Oh, spelt it wrong. Nope. Eldfall's not on here. Do they have turnip stuff on here? I know turnip's free, but I just want to take a look. Nope, no turnip stuff. What about God, what's another game I was thinking about? I'm trying to think. I don't remember. There's a lot of good unofficial STLs out for Terrain. They use the same minis. What are you talking about for the Fallout game? Oh, probably. I would imagine. Hmm. Oh, is that because I'm in Modifius? That's probably why I was in Modifius. Though these games may not be on here. Karn Vale, no. I know there's a game called Karn or Cairn or something like that. Tabletop Insider, magazine number 8, magazine number 9. What is this? This looks cool. It's a German magazine for tabletop. Borschlun. Hell yeah. War Machine. Oh, Carnvale. Here you go. On the bottom. Infinity's another game too. I have seen Infinity. Infinity looks cool. From Corvus Belt. They have a pretty cool game. It's a like a squad. It's like a skirmish sort of game as well. And what was the other one? Frostgrave. Frostgrave and Stargrave. Where's the main book? I've been looking at this game for a long time, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's Rangers of the Shadow Deep. This is the original one, which I think they've reprinted it under a different publisher now. But this is the original Rangers of the Shadow Deep. Yeah, Modifius now is like owns it or something or prints it. But this is the old version from the original author. If you want to go deep into Rangers of the Shadow Deep lore. Where's the main Frostgrave book? I remember what the art. It's all the supplement. Maybe they don't have it on here. I'm sure they do, but oh, here we go. Second edition. This was it. It's at the top, obviously. Yeah, this game looks pretty damn sick. I'm not gonna lie. Wizards. You got a cool wizard dude. Need I say more? There's like fireball, like that, you know? You got that one? Oh, you got the original one? Nice. I think there's slight differences between the original and the Modifius one, if I'm not wrong. God, there's so many supplementary materials for this. It's crazy. I've heard people are like, they really, really love Frostgrave. The people that play it, they're like, This is another great channel too. If you're into random miniature games, Gorilla miniature games, he's got a great channel. He covers a lot of stuff in depth. Yeah, Frostgrave's cool. No, all right, Frostgrave's too. I still haven't eaten any of my pasta. You know what? Let me munch on this real quick. I got some tunes for you guys in the background while we. Seems simple but surprisingly challenging. What, Frostgrave? Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about something different. Oh, Carnvale? Yeah. Carnvale is a vibrant Italian pre-Lenten festival. This is what came up when I just searched it, by the way. Check this out. Oh, I'm guessing this is the aesthetics of the game. That looks really cool. Oh, here's some miniatures. Yeah. It looks like Assassin's Creed, sort of like. TT Combat? Oh, I have my freaking noise reduction on. You guys can't hear the music. Alright, just shut it off. While I eat some pasta and we take a look. Okay. The year is 1795. A great rent has torn open the reality and sunk most of Europe beneath the waves. Only one place stands untouched by the calamity: Venice. How does that make any sense, though? Because Venice was freaking like water level, wasn't it? So, like, everything, Europe sunk into the waves, but Venice, which was like, like sea level, survived. Damn, bro. Hell yeah. The Venetians. There's some good architecture. The Queen of the Adriatic. Oh, I love the Mediterranean vibes. Hmm. Okay. This looks like a very terrain heavy game. Tons of like Venetian buildings, canals, stuff like that. Venice, the city of rivers. Yeah, dude, Venice floods to this day a lot. They have a lot of issues with rising water levels. Let's take a look at some of the miniatures. Oh, you could easily 3D print some stuff like this too. Look good though. The miniatures look good. These guys are cool. Nothing crazy, but I like it. That guy's cool. Ah, yes, gondolas. You need a gondola. Ladies of the night. What the hell's going on with those guys? Dudes had like open sores or something. So this is the same around the same time, I feel like, when bubonic plague was still somewhat a thing, because that was like 1400s, wasn't it, or something? When is this game staged? I feel like you could have some plague boys or something. Oh, 1795. Never mind. That was long after. This is long after. Cool. This is a pretty cool game. The Mad Doctors have learned to weaponize insanity to make magic. That's my favorite magic, is if you're crazy enough, you just think that you're magical and it happens. That's like orc magic. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite magic. Crazy person magic. This guy looks cool. It's like minerals or something. You see that? It's like rock or stone. Maybe it was like a statue or something. Yeah, it's like an amalgamation. That looks cool. I'm just eating some pasta right now, so I don't want you guys to hear me munching. Ah, the pinnacle of affluence. More grapes. More wine. Do you think she's having a good time? Do you think she's into him, or you know, this guy's cool though. Purple for royalty. So cool thing. The the Mycenaeans, I believe, was that their name? There's a small. Huh. Let's take a look. Maps. Not gonna dox me, right? Hopefully. There is a small, yeah, there's Cyprus, but there was another small island somewhere. There was some island somewhere that they used to specifically, I think it was the Mycenaeans, I think they were called, or something. And they used to be one of like the strongest naval islands. And what they would do is they would farm this shell, uh, they would farm this like abalone or something, like some sort of shellfish, and they would grind it up and they would make purple, like purple dye out of it. It was the only way that they could make purple dye. And all of like Greece and Italy and all these countries and stuff, they were one of the reasons why the island nation got so rich. I don't remember where it was though. It was somewhere. I think it was the Mycenaeans. I don't remember where that is though and where they were. They were somewhere like somewhere here. I don't think it was Cyprus though. But they figured out how to make like purple dye and they got so freaking rich from this that huh. It might have been this island. I don't know. I watched a thing on it though. It was very interesting. And I think they were into like the bull. You know what I mean? So like they were super into like minotaurs and like worshiping the bulls and stuff. No, it definitely changed names. This was like pre Jesus Christ or whatever. But I think it was Mycia or something like that. It was called. I heard it smelled something awful. Probably, yeah. But they were into like worshiping the bull and stuff and also possibly human sacrifices and stuff. It's a very interesting documentary. It's one of those random hour-long British documentaries from like a TV show that pops up on YouTube. You know what I mean? But anyway, purple dye. That's what made me think of. Purple dye was not easy to get in long ago in Greece or Italy. This is in 1700s, so but they might have still been making it the same way for all we know. But at that point, right, they probably didn't have any sort of unless there's trade, you know. Freaking ostrich chariot. And they got freaking Molotov cocktails, and this guy's drinking one. He's supposed to be throwing. Oh no, maybe he's got a horn. I like to think he's drinking one of the Molotov cocktails. That's definitely what's going on. This guy's hanging on like, woohoo! The miniatures are getting me more into this game. Ah, bro, they got Ottoman. I don't like the colors for the Ottoman. I like the red and white for the Turks, but they do have Ottomans. And they have Janissaries. I could use my Trench Crusade minis. Yeah, Janissaries with like the masks. I don't know why they went with purple though. It's not very Ottoman. Well, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. For all I know, maybe I don't know. All right, there's some cool stuff to this. It's a 3x3, so a nice small, simple game. Okay. Well, I would have to go Ottomans. Yep. I'd have to go Ottomans. How many freaking minis do they have for this game? This game's pretty deep. Huh? Oh, what is it? D10 as well? That's not a D12, right? No, that's a D10. Okay. So another dice too. I like different dice. Ooh. They got some cool stuff, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they have Ottomans, you might have just sold me on it. I could use my Trench Crusade Ottoman dudes. They look pretty similar, honestly. I don't know what the scale is. Is this like heroic 32 millimeter scale? It almost looks like. Demolitionist. Whoa, she gonna like go Urukai it up? Oh no, she's gonna throw him. I thought she was gonna go blow herself up. That was 28 mil. Okay, this is the one probably everyone gets. The Assassin's Creed dude. Whoa, it's a gorilla with wings. My God, that looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. That looks pretty cool. And this is like your army, right? You would just get like a warband. And it's like 5 dudes. I'm sure you could probably scale up or scale down. Dude, the freaking ostrich boys. Oh, what is that? Is that an ostrich? Yeah, the ostrich rider. Okay. No match for my emus. Better watch out. Ostrich Racing Guild. Oh, that's pretty cool. I gotta admit, okay, they got some pretty cool minis. The more I looked at it, at first I was like, eh. They got vampires. They have Frankenstein, plague guys. Okay, so there is like a bubonic plague looking dude. Nice. Called it. Strigoi or Strigoi. Hmm. Oh, 30 mil. So is that the main base size? 30 mils? So like 28 mil? They just had to go and make it 30. Whoa, dude. That guy's sick. The flames cleanse you. It's like a freaking that would be a sick paladin mini. Yeah, it looks like it might maybe a 32. What does it say? Does it say 28 mil? Because it's got 30 mil bases. It'll say it, right? Should say. Maybe not. Doesn't say. I mean, it's close enough. Dude, oh man, I'm kind of liking the Templar looking dudes. Crusaders? Looks like a freaking Dark Souls dude or something. Like a hero. Oh, that actually looks pretty sick. It's like an Urukai with like a helmet on or something. Huh. Okay, okay. Now, really what it comes down to what the gameplay is like too, you know? Damn it, I'm supposed to be eating pasta. You have the lantern guy? Use it for D&D? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fish person. And mermaid with tits. Hook hand guy. Hell yeah. I'm almost done with my pasta. What the hell is this? Okay. I like the dude in a straitjacket carrying another dude with a straitjacket. That girl really enjoys her job. She's got like a little smirk. I like that. We just take two crazy people, tie them together, like fuse them together, use them for magic. The stone sphinx guys are pretty cool as well. Yeah, wooden stakes. And the other hand, he has metal. You know that's specifically for like vampires, because it's from the Vatican. That the right hand with the wood is specifically for vampires. It's got to be. And why would you not have metal claws? Oh, these are the freaks. Yeah, we found the freaks. The rich people that eat the poor, quite literally. And you get a dominatrix. With a cuckold guy. Look at that. You not only get the dominatrix, but you get the cuckold guy too. Hell yeah. The gluttonous noble that's been eating people. This game's got a pretty cool aesthetic. The fuck is this? Oh god, it's tentacle freaks. Watch out. Sold. It literally has a dominatrix with like a dude on his knees. It has everything. It literally, look at all the different aesthetics. It's got so much. Unholy Union. Oh god. This is like a horrific like artwork or something. They're all stitched together too. Look at. Oh wow. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to even like buy these miniatures like this. You could totally just use. I feel like we have tons of miniatures that would work for this game. Or like this, you could end up making your own miniatures for this with like green stuff. They wouldn't look as good, but you could definitely make something like that with green stuff. Not that I'm always down to check out a new game. It's just the budget is the issue. So I'm always mindful of like, could we 3D print stuff and stuff? I will say some of these minis do look really sick. And you can kind of, it's like your warband if you buy one. So it's something to look into. All right. Very cool. Very nice. What happened on with Konflikt? Why is Morty streaming? Because his NDA's up? Let me check. Is there not like a fire sale for Konflikt where they're giving away 8 miniatures if you buy a dice or something? No. Also, I didn't get you dice. I completely forgot about the dice rev. I paid the $20 in shipping. It snowed and I got distracted. All right. You just need one. You just need one gain in a box. Yeah, so like one of those boxes with like 5 miniatures or something. You like the look over that over Trench Crusade? I like both, but I will say that 1700s Venice, I do like the look of that. That does look very cool. Oh, he's got the new access to the lore. Okay, very cool. Gotcha. Gotcha. Hell yeah. All right, let's get some tunes. And we'll get back to some painting. That does look very interesting. Maybe I'll try and watch a video. The main thing is what the gameplay is like. You know, whether or not we're gonna like the game and how it plays. I will say though, I could spend $50 at some point, get a box, and or we could 3D print some stuff. We could try it out. There's something else to think about. Is the game different enough from other games aesthetically to where people are going to be like, oh, this is cool, it's something different, or maybe people want to watch the World War II related stuff. I don't know. Who knows? No matter what, I'm down to experiment and try new stuff on the channel. So I'm down to try some different games and stuff, see what sticks. To be honest with you, what people like watching, what they don't, and stuff. And even if people don't like it, I could always keep playing something, but it may just not become a mainstay on the channel all the time or something, you know? Because YouTube is a bitch. There's something called analytics, and a bad run of video views, and all of a sudden your channel can go into purgatory. You gotta be careful. YouTube loves when you're consistent and all that, but if you mix things up and like people stop watching your videos for a little while, they'll just like straight up banish you like little peacock to the shadow realm. None of the factions grabbed you. My favorite faction was the Ottomans, obviously. That obviously grabbed me, and the aesthetic's amazing. And I do like the heretics. I'm not super big on like the pilgrim dudes in Trench Crusade, but I can get down with that. I'd say the one that I least cared about was the new Antioch guys, but then again, I mean, I will say the aesthetic that's the thing I like the most about Trench Crusade. They did have some really sick minis too. I kind of liked them all, but I could see why maybe you didn't like it. It wasn't up your alley. The Ottomans really what did it for me. You give me an Ottoman faction, I'm in. That embraces the Ottoman aesthetics and everything. I mean, I probably almost have enough miniatures to play that game with my Trench Crusade minis for the Ottomans. To where I could have a couple assassin-looking chicks. I have like a main dude. I have some bozo dudes. That's probably enough to play a game right there. The only faction that grabbed for me was the Heretic Legion and Iron Sultanate. Exactly, Jenny Brat. Same thing for me. Especially I'll show you what I painted up. Well, they've been on the channel, but they're like the naval Heretic Legion, the lore behind like the naval dudes. So I found these like diving bell helmet looking guys, and it just looks so sick. I could picture them like raiding a new Antioch outpost or something, you know, it'd like fit perfectly for me. And the Iron Sultanate is just like absolutely gorgeous. The lines of Jabir, the assassins, the Yuzbashir captain, which it's spelt like Yuzbazi, but I had my dad. That's the thing. I was like, perfect. I'm gonna say the perfect Turkish pronunciations, everything. It gave me an excuse to go all out. All right, if we can get all the clothing done, and like then we'll just do the boots and stuff and this and that, then like we're pretty much we got a large majority of the painting that I needed to do for this weekend done. So we'll spend tonight. We'll do all this, and it looks like it's not going to take us that long, honestly. Not going to take us too long. I can always do all the little minute crap off stream, because that's where I love shoving the miniature right in my face. You know what I mean? I got to make sure It's kind of hard painting with the miniature so far away from me, but this stuff I can do no problem. My eyes still work. Yeah, real quick, I'll show you guys. Look at that. Oh, I forgot. I also have all the Janissaries, dude. Yeah, look, these are my Iron Sultanate Janissaries and stuff. We could probably just play this game, Reb, honestly. Unfortunately, his sword broke, but look at the freaking Janissaries, dude. They look so sick. And then the freaking Lions of Jabir. They look so good. I have to use these miniatures for another game. So if this Carnvale game's cool, I'll use them for that. the captain. And then, yeah, these guys. I do love the Warwolf or the Heretic, and these are the guys that I want for the Anointed Infantry, but these are like the naval diving dudes. They look so cool. I feel like I could just use we could probably just use all the Trench Crusade stuff for that Cornball game or whatever. You know what I mean? I do love those minis. They're sick. I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit Trench Crusade at some point. Don't really have anyone to play it, though, so it'd be solo, if anything, but who knows? The videos did good. They were, before Konflikt, they were the, like, most viewed stuff on the channel. I'd say they did relatively similar to how the Konflikt videos kind of did, or at the start, before I started getting a lot more viewers now. But unfortunately, they just handled the game like they just fumbled the bag terribly. All right, let's ban these out. Especially that I 3D printed all their stuff and now like they're not supporting it, and like the files were terrible. Like there were tons of issues. I had failed prints and people were like, "Hey, are you going to fix these or what?" And like they never did anything. Now they're not doing it all together. It's like, "Come on, dude." Not cool, guys. Not cool. Not cool. Lose a lot of faith from the community when you do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Unless you're GW, and then you could just spit on people while taking money out of their wallet. But those people like it, and they like it. You know what I mean? Yeah, unless you're GW, then you can get away with whatever the fuck you want. As long as you sell Space Marines. Never GW. Never again will you get a dime from me. Mm-mm. And don't worry, I'm sure all of the Space Marines that I bought will be re-primarisified in like 5 years from now, and they'll all be outscaled miniature-wise. There'll be like 5 different scales of Space Marines. No! Damn you! I heard Morty talk. He's like he wouldn't be surprised they got rid of the Rhino, and it totally makes sense. Like you can't even use the Rhino for any of the units that everyone uses with Space Marines nowadays. It's so silly. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take tactical Marines or whatever. Man, let me put my guys in a Rhino. Bullshit. I was lied to. Now I gotta buy freaking impulsors. Never again. 3D printer go burr. But Warlord, I'll give Warlord my money. They deserve it. Just because it's affordable. And they do a good job too. I don't mind supporting them as a company. They're great. The fact that I could spend $100 with Warlord and get a whole army or something for bolt action is like, that's what sold me on them. I was like, oh my god. I see the light now. I see the light. I was already a freaking GW hater before this. You can ask Rev. And after we got into Warlord, I was like, alright. See ya. Ain't looking back now. I'll still play Warhammer or whatever, but I ain't giving it the time of day like I used to. We're a Konflikt family around here now. Keep painting. Keep painting. I still got to put a list together. I think I have the bare bones of it, but I didn't think I would have these guys ready. So the quick rundown, 6 Nachtjäger. So I don't know if I'm going to go with 3 2-man squads, 2 3-man squads, or a full 6-man squad. Probably better split them up. Then we're going to have 2 8 zombie units of Totencore. And I'm definitely not going to have enough Rift dice for this, so we're going to end up using American Order dice probably. But 3 Schreckwolfen, Little Peacock as Heinrich Gross with his bodyguards. We'll go with a couple platoon commanders in there, and at that point, you know, I probably only got room for, probably go with like maybe some regular infantry and then a couple vehicles. I think I might have even thrown the freaking Panther in there with the Shining Cannon. Now I don't have a Shining Cannon turret top, but because we actually have the Tiger or the King Tiger or whatever, and then we have the Panther that Rev printed for me. That I have painted, or the one painted, so I was thinking about it, but because we've used the Shining Cannon Panther X once before, but it doesn't have the right turret top, so I was like, I got to see what the list that I might have. I was thinking about putting some bolt action tanks in there, but I don't know. I definitely won't have, like, I still have more work to do for Little Peacock's army, if you will. But, because I want to figure out, maybe I'll borrow Rev's walkers from the Festoon Europa. Like, maybe those are a good fit. Because those look, like, very occultish. But I want to make sure this army is very, like, occult, weird sort of stuff. So, but I still want some, like, cool, like, I kind of want some mechs and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if I want, like, a Panzer IV mech and the Vogelspinne and the Flammenspinne, so, like, maybe I go with some tanks. I don't know, I haven't figured out. I was like, do I just throw some, like, Stugs? Some, like, bolt action tanks for anti-tank? Because I'm not going to be using Stalltroopen. Stalltroopen's all green hand and all that. The Little Peacock army of my Axis is going to be all like funky occult stuff. The idea. So I could always go Nacht Ballen, but I mean, I already got like 6 Nachtjäger, 16 Totencore, and some Schreckwolfen and stuff. That's already a pretty good amount, right? So I don't know if I need Nacht Ballen, but maybe in the future it might be a good excuse. But I still haven't figured out. There's like probably a couple more units I want to put in. Maybe some sort of Axis tanks with Rift weapons. Because you need some Rift weapons. Try not to abuse them, but God, the Schwerfield cannons are so good. I need at least one. You know what I mean? In case I run into some Ursus infantry or something. God help me. Somebody pointed out, though, like, you should just take the Jackals and the Walkers and just freaking charge them into the Bears. But I don't know, dude. Every time those Bears just destroy everything that I try. So you gotta be careful. Damn Bears. So let's see, we've done monkey noises, and we've done bear noises. So now I need to find emu noises. So I'm going to have to look up emu noises. Because I was like, do I find monkey noises, irate monkey noises, or do I just, you know, do a little, you know what I mean? And I was like, nope, I can't, you know, we got to go all out. We're going to have a band of monkeys murdering an entire squad of Volksgrenadiers. I got to find some real monkey noises for this. I can't half-ass it. Oh, shit. I just realized, too. I just realized I had my audio filter on. You guys probably didn't hear any music after I stopped eating. Oops. Nah, we're just vibing it. Okay. Oopsie. I normally don't eat on stream, so. Threw me for a loop. That's my excuse. Yeah, I've actually been playing Dino Crisis 2, which has been good. And, what else have I been playing retro game-wise on my handheld device? Oh, I was playing Spider-Man on PS1 or whatever, original PlayStation. Kind of clunky, but honestly, it was kind of fun, like, swinging around. Because I remember playing that as a kid. I'm going through and, like, playing a lot of games that I used to play as a kid. Just to remember them. Because obviously a lot of these games are a little rough around the edges nowadays, but compared to modern stuff. But Dino Crisis still holds up. I will say tank controls in video games suck, like the old Resident Evils and stuff. Where you're like trying to turn around and it's like switching camera and you're like 1 second you're running from a dinosaur and you're like facing one way and then it switches camera and it completely changes the way that you're moving. You're like, ah, ah! It keeps screwing with my mind. I'm not used to it. But it is a lot of fun though. Because I remember trying to play Dino Crisis, the first one, when I was a kid, and I was terrified of it. I remember renting it from Blockbuster and being like scared shitless with like the freaking Velociraptor coming out and attacking the girl or whatever. I probably just also couldn't figure out how to like get past the first level because some of these games are a little like if you're too much of an apple-headed kid, it's like too hard to figure out back then. Go here, hit the switch, then you gotta go back, then you gotta double track, do this. Meanwhile, you're like, whoa, dinosaur! You know what I mean? Like, but I do remember, I was like, what is that dinosaur game? Because it was in the back of my mind, so I must have freaking rented Dino Crisis, the first one. Because I was watching somebody, like these streamers play old PlayStation 1 games. And, that was the exact scene. It was in Dino Crisis 1. I was like, oh, that's it, dude. I remember being terrified in my living room on like a Saturday playing that. So it's fun to go back and play these games as an adult with a more cognitive mind that can figure things out easier and not be terrified as a child, so you can go through and experience these games fully. So I've been having a lot of fun retro gaming. Because I really don't play any modern games anymore. Here and there, but nowadays, like, it's been months. I think the last was like Arc Raiders we kind of really got into. I will say there's this game on Steam where it's like a Super Battle Golf or something. And it's like a golf game, but you can like shoot each other and like it looks so much freaking fun. And you could join random lobbies and stuff. I might need to pick that up. I think it's on sale or something. I watched some folks play that. That looked like a fun game to play with some friends. That game looks pretty fun. That's really the only thing that's caught my eye. Other than that. And the Resident Evil, but I'm not paying $70 for a game. I'll just watch somebody play it. Wait for it to go on sale. No, thank you. No $70 games around here. If I'm spending $70, it better be a freaking game that comes with miniatures and a book. You know what I mean? Because if it's a video game, you better get like, where it's like Tarkov or Rust, or you get like 2,000 hours out of it. The last game I bought that was like $70-$80 or something was Diablo 4, and nobody ended up freaking playing it in my friends group. One of the guys that told me to get it, and I was the only one that actually played it. Like beat the game, got to the end game, was doing like the end game stuff. I did like PoE 2 though. I played PoE 2 for early access. That was a lot of fun. Diablo 2 is just better though than like Diablo 4, obviously. Just played Diablo 2. It was a far better game overall. God, Diablo 2 is just so good in general. I don't have the remastered version, but I've been meaning to pick it up, but I also am like, dude, I don't have time to freaking play Diablo 2 nowadays. I guess it is the sort of game you could just pick up and play it whenever you want, but too bad they screwed up the Warcraft 3 remake too. Warcraft 3 was like one of my favorite PC games of all time growing up as a kid. It was so good. All the custom lobbies and stuff. Oh, so much fun. Oh, I didn't even open this sucker. Well, there we go. We just had to ramble for a little while and we got all the army painting, or army cloth painted. What were some of the other tunes that we were listening to? What about Streets of Rage 1 OST? Hold on, give me a sec. Let me switch account to my main account. I think I have it saved. Yeah, I do.
This is how I move forward.
Purdue Global, get out of here. Nobody cares about your whatever the hell you're doing. Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying it. I will listen to a little Streets of Rage 1 though. Ooh. All right. Do we paint the helmets the same color on these guys? No, the helmets are camo dark green. Okay. We could probably paint the hats in the field gray, I want to say. Helmets are green though. Okay, okay. Mix it up a little bit. I like it. I haven't even opened this one, so oops. Oh, we'll paint the hats this color too, just so it's not all the same color. I like that. We'll mix it up. Color on the helmets. The boots will do a different color. We'll do the hat and the helmet color too, just to mix it up. So it's not all the same color. God, I love the music in this game. Yuzo Koshiro. So good. Man's a genius. Does a good live set too. He's got some good live sets of him doing the Streets of Rage soundtracks. That being said, we are going to have to diversify. I'm going to have to like look for some funky video game soundtracks for us to listen to on live stream. Gotta be careful. Some of them you might get copy striked for you, because some video game soundtracks like actually use real music you have to watch out for. So you gotta be careful for like compilations and stuff. Like I've been listening to this sick drum and bass compilation from like PS1 games, because they had some good drum and bass songs back then, like N64 and stuff, whatever. But some of them are using like songs that you gotta watch out for. So I wasn't gonna play that one today, but I was like, Kind of need like a video game soundtrack that was made for the game, because they just generally don't copy strike video game soundtracks, because people make videos on the games and stuff, and that wouldn't be good for the wouldn't be good for them. They copy strike every video that's showing off a game or whatever, you know. That's why you'll even see some big YouTubers will use like Mario music or certain things like Wii music from the Wii menu, like doo-doo-doo, stuff in videos. I need to hit a little bit more field gray on this guy here. It's hard to keep it in focus. Apologies if I veer off screen. I have to remind myself, don't move. I just position my wrist on the table and try and keep it there. I tell you what, after the stream tonight, I gotta get back to editing. Alpine Assault, which I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a fun video. I think it's honestly, Rev was like, damn, I want to play on that board. It was a sick ass board I set up. Definitely a sick board. Using a lot of my D&D terrain that I handmade. Came in handy for a lot of, or comes in handy for certain stuff. Oh, is this music a little too loud? Make sure it's not too loud. But we've made some pretty good progress today. I guess paint the boots on these. And then probably little suspender straps and crap. Which I can always do that stuff off stream here tonight. The little stuff I gotta put the mini right by my face. It's kind of hard to see at times. I'm trying to think what other detail work I would need to do. Probably just like the pockets, the straps, the belt, right? We're just doing all the big stuff, getting this out of the way. The hard, or the time, not time consuming, the majority of the work. Looks good though. I like the skin tone. I like how it came out. When I'm done, I'll have to probably look, because it looks like there's some areas that you can see the gray or the white zenithal, where I'll have to make sure I touch up any spots I missed for whatever colors there are. All right, we got that done. Very nice. And let's do some boots. Did we just do the boots black? Yeah, medium brown. Okay. Sure. Sure. Some of these Vallejo paints, like the paint's just like squeezing out. You think everyone's watching the reveals? That's alright. I'm sure there might be some folks lurking. It's all good. We're just banging out some painting. Don't blame them. Damn you, Mortian. Damn you. That's alright. We'll get to reveal the Turkish army book when it comes out next year. You know what I'm talking about? The Turkish Konflikt book. Mm-hmm.
YouTube Premium is
YouTube. Damn you, YouTube. Shut up. Shut up. There we go. I just got to yell when that happens. Otherwise, they might copy strike me for the ad. So, I just like making noises. You got to make as much noises as you can. Yeah, get out of here. Just to override it so the bots don't pick up the ad in the background. Just got to ramble incoherently. Yeah. That's what I like doing. That being said, I do appreciate you folks for hanging out. I'm sure we got maybe just a couple folks lurking or whatever, but hopefully you folks are having a good weekend. And just doing a little hobby-related stuff. I might go over this with the brown speed paint to give it more of a leather look. This is like, I think you want to paint this over black, but whatever, that works. All right, we're painting out boots and belts, baby. A lot of bees. Boots and belts, boots and belts. Luckily, there's a nice ridge, and I can quickly paint the boot without having to worry to getting on the leg. I love that. Use the miniature to help you paint faster. Fight! Like picking up a bottle, hitting some punk looking dude with spiky hair. Just clean that up because I got over a little bit. Okay. The belts suck. I like the boots. The boots are easy. The belts I can't screw up. Well, I can. I can always just clean it up, but still, I'm just being... Belts actually take some minute brush control. The boots I can just kind of slap on there. Damn it. Autofocus. Probably zoom out a little bit. Has a less of a hard time. This is a fucking banner too, man. Man, all the songs in the soundtrack are just so good. You gotta get up and start dancing when you're playing Streets of Rage on your Genesis. Just like turn your TV up and like start a nightclub. Just like people start walking in off the streets. God. Good old White Claws. All right. Used to be a Guinness main, but then I lost my manhood, I guess. Started drinking White Claws. Yeah, you drink Guinness too much, you gain like 20 pounds. You gotta watch out with that stuff. I still love Guinness, but it's like eating a meal. Alright, we're gonna get these boots, the belts. I wonder if there's like, I haven't figured out the insignia. What is Little Peacock's insignia? I am using a lot of the regular Axis symbols because I have from the starter set. They gave me a bunch of the transfers with the red and black for the Axis. So I am going to use a lot of that symbols or like, you know, whatever, imagery. But I feel like there should be a custom like logo for Little Peacock and his army. I don't know what though. Fucking dad keeps slamming the goddamn doors. He always forgets. He just loves slamming doors. Yeah, make sure this door is really closed. Nothing. I always am recording voiceovers, and I'm like, all right, just don't slam the door, right? Because I just got to get this audio part done. And I'm like recording, I hear like, it slams the door shut. Gonna need more Shrekwolfen for zombies. Who's that? Me or you? Who's gonna need them? Yeah, the Shrek Wolf can probably tear through the zombies, huh? Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see how... We've never played with the Totem Core yet, so I'm not certain. I know they're pretty good, so we'll see how it goes. Are you saying you need more Shrek Wolfen to deal with my Totem Core that I'm using? Ah, now you're metagaming, huh? You metagaming my list? I see how it is. Well, guess what? I'm bringing 2 ball predators to deal with your Catachans. Haha! That's the arms race of Warhammer, or you just start, just like Commander. The arms race of Commander decks, where you and your friends just go from, like, precons, and next thing you know, you're power level 9 or whatever. You're, like, playing CDH, because the arms race of card quality starts happening. It was funny to see that happen with us. Like, we started slowly upgrading our decks, and next thing you know, like, the decks just completely evolved to, like, a different game almost. That was always fun. You're like, damn it, he has this one thing. I need more removal to deal with his deck. Because we had, like, just 1 or 2 decks. I see how it is. Artifact destruction. Haha! I actually did a quick draft early this morning. Oh, I found out what Numby was talking about for your coins. The exact thing that they just did, where it's the Arena Draft Qualifier Championship, where you can win $1,000 or $2,000 if you get 6 or 7 wins on day 2. That's 25,000 coins or 5,000 gems, I think it was, or something. So if for certain events like that, the coins are cheaper to use than the gems. Not like regular Premier draft or certain things, whatever. But that specific style event, the coins are cheaper than using... It's only certain stuff like that, but it's like that was one of the events that he was talking about. Where it'd be better to use 25,000 coins versus the whatever it was. I forgot how many gems it was to enter it, but... the conversion rate was like much better on coin usage for that than the gems, so. Ah, zombie Shrek Wolfen. Whoa. That sounds cool. Is that what you're going with? Because you're going to have a bunch of like Totem Core and you're going to have that evil German scientist dude. That sounds sick. I like it. Actually, it would look really cool. Like, there's no reason not to have zombie Shrek Wolfens, right? You just play them as regular Shrek Wolfen. It's not a special thing, but it makes total sense that they would have something like that. For sure. Like, yeah, why wouldn't they bring back to life some of their Shrek Wolfen? Just reuse them. Easy. And just make them all, like, nasty looking. It'd be cool if you found actual, like, zombie werewolf STLs or something, though. That had, like, rotted flesh and, like, patching in their fur, you know? With, like, holes and bones sticking through. Or you could always green stuff or do some, you know, you could do some hobby-related stuff to make them look more zombie-related. Instead of just painting them a certain color. To help sell the zombification effect, you know? Alright. Go for the boots. Gotta touch up some of the jacket and everything. Need some touch-up work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like speed paint dark brown over this. I guess because we painted everything white, the quote-unquote dark brown or whatever, or the medium brown on this German paint kit is very, very light. Like, this does not look like leather to me. Leather boots. So this is where adding like that dark brown speed paint on top of this, once it dries, would I think is going to sell the effect that we're looking for, if you ask me. Let's kind of like quickly do this. I'm not taking too much time with these. I'm not, there's 16 of them. They ain't characters. So just try and do as clean of a job as I can while speeding through them. That was a little messy. I might clean that up once I'm done with this guy. How would you do the? How are you going to do this zombie Shrek Wolfen, if that's what you're talking about? Are you talking about, for me, I need zombie Shrek Wolfen for Little Peacock? I think, if any, I think I might want to do like Emu Shrek Wolfen, honestly, for Little Peacock. I might want to do like Shrek Wolfen, but have feathers and do like some sort of like, maybe look for some sort of like giant bird monstrosity. I'm sure there's some sort of like big, chonky bird monster that's not like a flying bird, but a ground bird. For like D&D or something, there's got to be something I could find that would work as a Shrek Wolfen, but emus, you know? There's got to be. I don't know what, but damn, there's too many ads in this shit. Too many ads in that one. All right. Come on, let's finish these up. I gotta get back to some editing. It's a fine balance of like, it's last weekend too, like we did some pretty long streams. Like I want to stream and make sure we get a nice stream in, but I have to make sure I get the videos done before Wednesday, so. Which I'm ahead schedule, I'm doing good. But it's something to be mindful of throughout the week. It's very easy for me to just get distracted for a day or two and then be like, oh my god, I have so much stuff to do in such a short amount of time now. So I'm gonna try and get a majority of the editing done this weekend, so mostly tonight and then tomorrow as well. We are gonna stream tomorrow. I don't know how long we're gonna stream, maybe just like 2-3 hours or something at most. I don't think it's gonna be like 4 hours or something. Yo, look. I definitely can find some bird creatures on my mini factory for sure. I'll take a look. I got the resin printer going, so I can always resin print stuff now, because it is going to be a better quality, obviously. It's just kind of a pain in the ass, but so if you need something printed too, like smaller stuff, let me know. Like the Firefly torsos and bodies and all that, that'd probably be much better on the resin printer now. At least while it still works, it hasn't broken yet. If that thing ever does break, I'm reaching out to Elegoo. Be like, hey, what's up? I make battle reports for Konflikt 47, this, that. You guys want to send me a free printer? And I'll make some stuff about the printer, because I do their printers are great. I've been using that thing for a long time, but starting to get a little worn out nowadays. We've done I can't even tell you how many hundreds and hundreds of prints I've done on that thing over the years, but quite a lot. Quite a lot. more than got my money's worth out of that $180 3D printer. Holy cow. I think I printed like 5 separate Warhammer 40k armies on that thing. So good. Excuse me. Sorry, I usually try to mute if I cough or something. Alright, touch up here. There's all these little spots I'm finding where the... Missed a little bit of color. These little crevices. Oh, chat, we're looking good. We're almost done. There's little detail work, right? There's touch-up stuff I gotta do on these guys, but probably like the suspenders and stuff. But I think we got the majority of these done, honestly. I might go with the green for the helmet. I might do on the suspenders for the guys and the pouches and stuff. And I am very tempted to glue feathers on their sleeves, but I don't think I'm doing that tonight because that's going to be a whole process. We'll see. I might do a test tomorrow or tonight at some point and see if I like it, and then maybe I'll do that. I have to give it a try. I'll have to see what it looks like. I have to see what it looks like. Okay, can't see that guy's belt, so that worked out. Yeah, we'll get the brown done on here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I'll actually go eat get some proper dinner. Instead of just a little bowl of plain pasta. And, get back to editing. Never-ending battle report editing. It's always something to do. I gotta work on turnip. Honestly, if I get most of this conflict stuff done, we might do turnip stuff tomorrow. Because I got the green stuff now. And I have everything 3D printed. Oh, I gotta paint the buildings. That's probably what we're gonna do tomorrow. We're probably gonna paint the buildings. Which is a lot less fun, but a very necessary thing to do. Now that I think of it, damn it. I painted them black. I could airbrush them, but I was just thinking of maybe dry brushing. I don't know. Maybe I'll airbrush them. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with this. I just spray painted them black. That's all I did. Maybe I'll airbrush them. If I airbrush them, then... I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. Do something tomorrow for a couple hours. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna be happy we got these done though. This was not a crazy amount of work, but you know, a lot of guys to paint. So I got a majority of it done, which will just make everything easier. We're recording on Monday. So yeah, I do a little touch-up work. I can always almost dry brush if I need to. Some extra blue on the skin tone if I want. I think I'm just going to do like all the suspender straps, little buttons, whatever, yada, 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 the bullshit. And maybe like some bloody stuff, do some like blood in some areas. Like I might need to apply some white and hit the holes in the clothing and have some like skin tone show through, bloody skin or something, for instance. Something like that. And then do the basing, all that jazz. Well, I haven't done the hair either, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, one more, looking good. And then we should be pretty much done. Yeah, maybe actually the suspenders will be brown because it looks like they actually, well, I don't know. I haven't decided. Haven't decided if I want to go green or brown for the suspenders. Think about it. I shall think about it. You know what? Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Call me in the morning. Okay. Almost done. Thank God. It's always nice when you get to like the last one. When you're doing batch painting, you're like, yes. Yes. That's what we're doing right now. We're batch painting, right? Woohoo! Okay, all the footwear and all the belts are done. We got do a little gray for some of the hair, maybe some blonde, some brown, and see ya. Do a little gray on this guy. Okay. And we could do gray on this guy. I will do... Is that the same miniature? It looks like it, but whatever. They're twins. This is where putting some, like a wash would probably be nice. Oop. As we're using like a wash would be sick, which I might do. Okay. Gray hair, gray hair. Let's do some like brown on this dude. What I usually do for blonde is I'll do like this color brown and then I'll paint yellow on top. So we could do like a brown and then we could do a blonde. Oh, completely slipped up on that one. These two will be brown. The other two will also do brown, and then I'll paint them yellow later. Okay, cool. Nice, looking good. I think we got the majority of this done, chat, so. Mission accomplished, looks like. And, yeah. Should be good for tomorrow, as long as we don't... What do you call it? I'll try and see what else there is to do. What else we got on the menu? Throw another shrimp on the barbie. What the hell is that? That was a terrible Australian accent. Oi, mate, throw another shrimp on the barbie. Yeah, that's a little better. Still crap, though. Probably pissed off all the Australians. All the Aussies. Yes. Okay. Not bad. It's kind of what this is what we're working with here. Ah. Take a look. All right. Nice. Yeah, so I got to do the straps, which I could do like this. I'm thinking the green, like this. We're probably going to wrap up the stream here, but I'm just doing a test. I want to see what it looks like. I think that looks okay. 'Cause I don't know if I wanted to use brown. I think I wanted to use a different color. I can always do some in green, some in brown, like whatever, right? There's different straps that they make. Why not? Yeah, that looks pretty good with the green, I think, for that. All right, cool. Toten Core, baby. Kaishakuno Miniatures. I think that's how you say it. I say it fast enough to where it sounds like I know what I'm saying. Shout out. Sick minis. Look awesome. You've got pink straps. Okay, well, hell yeah. I know you and your fancy pink. I do like it. Looks sick. But these are regular guys, right? We just dug them out of the ground. So we didn't make custom pink straps for our zombies like your Axis soldiers. You must have got the big budget for your guys. But sir, we have to switch out all of the straps on all of the zombies that we dug up from the graveyard. Nothing but the best for my Toten Core. Order the pink straps now, damn it. That was the scene of your platoon commander and company commanders talking to each other, by the way. Okay, there we go, chat. 16 Toten Core pretty much painted up. I got some little stuff to do, right? Some little extra bits and bulbs. But this is the guy with the green, so I'll make sure I touch up all the other ones. Might do some in brown, some in green. I haven't determined. And then, yeah, there might be like little tiny extra things. Like, I don't know. There's nothing really else to do on these. Maybe buttons or something. Right? Little black buttons. And then the basing. And maybe some of them I could do like a camo, but I don't know if I'm going to do camo on them. I kind of might just leave them like the way they are. So. And I need to paint these two up, which I'm probably just going to do off stream and to look like this. And then I have my 6 Nachtjäger. I still need to paint these two up. My platoon commander and her bodyguard. I'm just going to use this dude as a regular dude. But so I need to paint her up. This is little Peacock's girlfriend, Helga Vonderpump. And yeah, then we should be good. I don't know. I'm gonna make the list. I gotta see what I'm gonna use. I might use some bolt action vehicles too. I don't know. I don't want to use all my green hand stuff. I want to use different stuff. So that's what I need to figure out. But anyways, chat, thank you so much for hanging out and watching. Nice little stream in here. A little 3 hours. Somebody call Keith. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be streaming. Not too late. So maybe a little bit earlier or something. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't determined. And more than likely working on more stuff for Konflikt on Monday. But I don't know. Either the buildings. I don't think we'll have too much more miniature related stuff for Little Peacock to do. We maybe have the platoon commander and the Schreckwolfen guy. But yeah, I also do have a bunch of turnip stuff I need to do as well. So that might be a possibility. I haven't figured it out yet, but thank you so much for hanging out, chat. Everybody watching on Twitch and watching on YouTube, I appreciate it. The New Republic needs to investigate some rumors surrounding the Green Hand sector. Yeah. No. The Green Hand is the strongest New Republic group. Little Peacock is trying to overthrow the government. That's what's going on tomorrow, okay? Because I'm not playing Green Hand. I'm playing Little Peacock on Monday, which is separate from the Green Hand. But Colonel von Liechtenstein, he's old school. He's like the Green Hand. I like to think is like the elite New Republic like battalion or fighting force. At least that's the way I'm writing it out, and hopefully we make more Konflikt videos than anyone else, so that's just the way it is. Everyone will be like, oh, but the Green Hand is in charge. Yep, you're right. Round of applause. Round of applause. Just like everyone was going to start putting green hands on their miniatures because they thought that that's the way it was supposed to be. Got him, Warlord. Got him. All right, chat. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I forgot we got our green hand emotes, too. Damn, they look good. That one looks pretty good, dude. Hell yeah. I like it. I forgot I made that. Forgot I had those emotes. All right, chat. Well, I appreciate it. Oh, I got a little peacock emote, too, I got to make for this channel. So, but thank you so much, chat. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow for another hobby stream, and we got new battle reports coming out on Wednesday. So, anyways, take it easy. Rev, you're probably the only one here typing. So you have an awesome game tomorrow versus Chris. Kick the dwarves' asses, and yell a Sanguinius for me. Have one of the guard be inspired by Sanguinius. They see a golden god, and charge into the dwarves. But that being said, I got a lot of editing to do tomorrow, so that's really what I'm mostly going to be doing tomorrow and tonight. So, anyways, chat, you take it easy. You have an awesome night. And shout out to Tiki of the Hut for our for the gift sub as well, or the gift membership. Very, very kind of you, sir. Very kind. So I can't even see my stream. What happened? YouTube dashboard. All right, chat. We'll see you. You have a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more hobby stuff.